This is not a dream.
Is it over? Is it over? It was like doubling up on everything.
Backstage waiting for you to bring me on, and all of a sudden I'm already here. I have arrived. And I'm like, and you're there, but you're not with it.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I think we're here. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, odd. Really, really odd. I was like, I could hear double. I don't know if anyone else could hear that. I was like hearing the echo constantly.
No, it sounded fine on my end.
Weird. Okay, right, all right, excellent. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, happy Christmas. Yeah, I got my jumper wrong.
I was going to say, I noticed your jumper.
Got my Christmas jumper.
It's a normal jumper, because I was looking at some of the ugly jumpers, and there's some great ones, like, you know, with Daleks and the Predator on it and stuff. That's the kind of one I'd have. And there was one that was like, I'm only here because you asked me to come. I thought that was probably a bit too much.
I made the mistake of asking Alexa, right? I don't want to set anyone's things off, but Alexa. Ordered me up a Christmas jumper. Now I'd like a Christmas jumper, okay, put into my shopping cart, of romping reindeer.
Right.
Does that look like romping to you?
The romping, I think he was lucky romping was interpreted in that way.
No.
And not any other way.
Yeah.
But it's got reindeer on it. And it makes a little heart shape in the middle.
It does make a little heart shape in the middle. It's nice, isn't it? But they're not romping. Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm curious to see now what a romping reindeer on a jumper would look like.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think. I might try Googling it later and see what comes up, but I'm not sure that I want to see the results. Sorry.
It's on the back, probably.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
Might be. Yeah, I might do a 12 later.
The NSFW version on the back.
Yeah, I'll do a 12 when I do my Exorcist head. Yeah, I'll do a 12.
I don't know.
Anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. It's Dogman TP Hunting, together with Goldfish Paranormal, bringing you the Friday Night Files, and it's a Dogman special. Why is it a Dogman special, you ask? Well, you're not asking, but if you were to ask, it's because we've got some very special people on. Isn't that right, Natalie?
It is indeed. We do.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got an interesting mix tonight.
We have got an interesting mix. First of all, I want to bring up a lady that I interviewed a year to, might be a little bit over a year now. I want to bring her up onto the screen just to have a quick word with her. Because I'll tell you why. Because she has some accounts which I wanted to talk to her first because rather than having a whole load of people on, and it may get a bit confusing. It confuses me at the best of times. Anyway, I'm naturally confused, so I'm just going to bring her on, and let's have a look. Let's have Tonya on. Hey, Tonya. I'm going to move you over a little bit. There you go, and swap sides. Okay, then that way I can bring up the comments. Let's have a look. Thank you for joining us tonight, Tonya.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Let's see who we've got on the comments, Tonya. We have Drew Hollings. Hello. We've got Keith Ashton. Hello, Keith. We have also got Dawn Sasquatchista. Thank you for coming on, moderator. Now, anyone's got any questions? Use capitals, okay, or use capital for question at least, but just question. All right, or Q capital.
I can't see the comments from here.
Oh, hang on. You will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them a bit larger. Hang on.
I can't see them half the time either, Tonya, so you're okay. I have to try and get Phil to read them out for me because I'm just like...
I have one of those Samsung flip phones and it's bent, or it's, I got it situated and I can't see the bottom part of the screen. So.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know how they fold, it's like this, and I can't see the bottom part of the screen because I just see the top. I see.
Okay. All right. Look, I'll tell you what. Would it help if I move it across like that?
I don't know. Are there any comments yet?
Can you see the comments now?
No. Wait. No, I don't see any comments on there.
Okay. All right, no worries. Let's have a look. Let's play about with them. That's all. Let's have them on that side like that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna crack on anyway. How are you, Tonya?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Just the same old though every day.
Yeah. I do drop into your Facebook page because you do come across some really interesting stuff, from lights in the sky to I caught that one where you had, because where Tonya is, she's got a cemetery right bang by the side of where she lives.
No, it's behind the house. It's right behind.
She sees she put a post up of this large black Dogman figure in the cemetery. And then there was do you remember the one that you put up about the light? There was a light on the gravestone.
Yeah, that I posted that. What was it, last week? There was a grave that was glowing. Apparently, I don't know. The light had no reason to be there. There was no buildings or anything there. It was just graves. And you see this bright light, but my camera, I didn't see it. So it was kind of a quick glance, and you've seen half of it or a little bit of it. You could tell there's something there. And then these lights, I don't know what they are, light beings or something. Did you see that photo with before the glowing grave?
Yeah.
There was these lights of some sort. I don't know what they are.
Yeah,
I captured them on film before. Oh, I'm assuming it's paranormal. It's at a cemetery, so yeah, that was, I think, last year when I caught that on film. And a lot of things I catch on film, I don't see it with the naked eye. I see it when I take the pictures or the video. Now there is sometimes I do see things, and then I try to capture it, but I get a little mix of everything: UFO, paranormal, Dogman, Sasquatch. That's what goes on around here a lot. But I'd not sit out there at the cemetery for a long time, it's been so cold, and I go out there like late at night, like around 12 to 2 in the morning. I would go out there really late, me and my dog, and we'd sit in the car, and I would just, a lot of times, just go on live and just let it film.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would take video, and just video around me, and you'd be really surprised what goes on around you. Seeing it, what you captured on your phone, but yet you a lot of times don't see it with your naked eye. So I don't know. It's a lot of things I don't know what it is. But that's just the mystery of it all. It's I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Um,
that's right. Yeah, I get it. I mean, a lot of what you capture, I mean, it's like what a lot of people capture.
yeah.
You can't categorize it. It's very difficult to say, right, okay, yeah, I caught this light, I caught this shadow, I caught this. It's
Hmm.
all really nondescript on you. It's all kind of like, it's all kind of stuff which plays with your eyesight. It plays with your mind. There's nothing
Well, I think it's just a
concrete.
different vibrational frequency that these things that take place around you, it's going on, and we're not at that vibrational frequency, so that they remain kind of invisible for our naked eye.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. Just frequency, vibration, frequency,
I'm
and
gonna.
we're at a
I've
lower.
got. You've got a few reels on your Facebook. I've just brought up. I'm gonna bring this one up.
No,
Let's have a look. Oh, I don't think I was playing for some reason. Oh, hang on. It's playing. I've got the play button up there.
oh yeah, I'm at the cemetery behind the house. My backyard and cemetery. I can't see the video good, but what's here now?
So that's the cemetery, right?
Yes,
Okay. What's that light with those people around it?
people.
It looks like people, or is it?
There's no people out there when I go out there. It's always really late at night when I go out there, and there would not be anybody in that cemetery. And there's no lighting back there. It's just the grave lights, them solar powered grave lights that some people put on their families' graves. You'll see that, but no, there shouldn't be any people. I don't
Okay.
see.
No, I was just zoomed in there, and I just sort of it looked like kind of there, like two people around something that's quite bright, you know. Let's have a little look and see. Because you said when you contacted me, you said that you had some. Oh yeah,
What was this video supposed to be? Did I post it?
yeah. This is on your reels, but I remember seeing opposite where you live, from your porch across the road where that light is.
No, yeah, that's the front of the house. Wait, I need to get my glasses on.
Okay.
That's the front of my house.
Yeah, and it's, if I'm not mistaken, when you've sent me stuff before, it's there where there's usually something like a Dogman type being there.
Okay, now at the corner of that building is where they sit and watch.
Here.
I can't see. It's at the very back corner of that building.
Okay, just
That's
there.
one of their spots they sit at. Believe it or
Right.
not, I mean, this is the outskirts of the city, but in the country. But you would be surprised they don't care if houses are out there or not. I've got many
Okay.
videos and stuff of them being out front.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
certain spots they sit, and I know where their spots are, where
Okay.
they sit and watch.
well, let's see. I'm going to bring up. We've got another special guest. We've got Larry Luttrell, and because he's a Dogman investigator. Okay, he actually goes out, boots on the ground, looking for these things. And also a guy we had on last week. He's working with Ron Moorhead and quite a few other esteemed people to bring out a documentary on cryptids as well. We've got Ethan Oates. So I'm going to bring these two fellas on. Hey, Ethan.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hey.
Everybody cold? Is there a lot of snow going on or what?
Not yet.
Oh, you guys don't have snow?
Well, it melted off.
Oh, you're
Exactly.
lucky. I'm in a couple feet of snow. I'm like, great. Yeah, so I was listening, and that's very interesting. Whereabouts do you live at?
Me?
Yes.
I live on the Ohio. I'm right on the Ohio River in Kentucky, on the Kentucky side, across from Ironton, Ohio. I'm bordering West Virginia, Huntington, West Virginia, South Point, Ohio, Ironton, Ohio, Kentucky. I'm right across the river in Kentucky, in the Ashland part.
So are you in a little town, or is your town pretty big?
Ashland's not that bigger town. I mean, there's lots of forests and stuff. Where I live is on a mountain.
You got a lot of forest around you?
No, not around the cemetery. There's forests, but it's a rural community about 5 miles from downtown Ashland.
That's very interesting. I was looking at the picture Phil was showing, and it looked like I could see something standing over by that telephone pole where you were talking about how they were sitting, where they sit over there.
They hide on that corner of that building, the back corner, and there's a fence there, and I can usually tell if they're there or not, because if they're not there, I see through that fence. I can see the lighting, right? And then if they're there, it's just all black. And then I see their eyes shine or glow. That's how I know for sure they're there, is when their eyes glow.
Do you have encounters with them at all?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any encounters with them? They try to scare you, or?
In the beginning, they terrified me. They would growl around my windows at night, and especially my bathroom. My bathroom was the Sasquatch and Dogman target area for me. They would, I couldn't, it got to the point I couldn't go in my bathroom at night. I was too terrified. And that was years and years ago. I'm used to them now, and it don't bother me. I know they're not going to hurt me. But back then, I was afraid.
Do you got woods close enough where something can like hide easy, or
around the cemetery out
a
back?
Lot of houses around you.
There's woods around the cemetery out back, and the front of my house is just houses, here and there.
Those woods go for a while, or I mean, there's a lot of woods.
Not a lot of woods, no.
Not a lot of woods.
No, I mean, there's no houses back there. But there's a little bit of woods that surrounds the cemetery, and then you go off the mountain, and then there's houses here and there. They're scattered. The houses are scattered around here. This is outside the city limits of Ashland.
Tonya, how about, do you remember when I was talking to you initially, and now this you'll find really interesting, Ethan. It's not just Dogman.
Hi, Larry. I didn't even get to see Larry down there. Say hi. Yeah. Merry Christmas, Larry. Okay, I'm listening to you. Go ahead, Phil.
No, that's fine. It's not just Dogman that Tonya experiences. It's also Bigfoot as well.
Okay.
Now they work together. Tonya's seen these two things working together. She's even had a Sasquatch in her house. His
I've
dad?
They
seen them
they
together.
cloak themselves. They go invisible. Of course, their frequency, they can just adjust their frequency and make it higher, their vibration, and they go invisible. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
But yes, they do that. They raise their vibration, all that, and invisible. Or some people say cloak. But yes, they've been in my house, and I've had one get in my face and sounded like a puppy. I had a puppy at the time, and it would go around my house. One would mocking or imitating the puppy, and it got when they come in my bedroom one night. There was more than one because I could the noise, them walking. But one got right in my face. I mean, my eyes was closed. It happened so fast, but yes, it's been more than once. I know it sounds crazy. I realize that, but it really does happen.
And
So
then
how do you,
what do you do? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm used to it now, but in the beginning, I was a little. Well, I was afraid, The Sasquatch does come in, though. I don't know how long it's been. I don't recall in the last year or so having anything like that happen, but it did used to happen quite a bit, actually. But
so
at
do
that
you
time, my son, I was living by myself. My son was at my mom's for a while, and that's when all this stuff was happening so much.
do you go off the noises then to tell that the Sasquatch is there? Is it if you
It's
don't
their
see them, do you?
noises. I can tell that I've been around these beings for since 2014 is when I started having the encounters and everything, and I've been dealing with it ever since here at home. And I've actually been around them so much I can tell almost every time if it's a Sasquatch or it's a Dogman by their sounds they make.
Do they act different? Like is the
Yes,
dog man meet the Sasquatch nice, or are they both the same?
they're not the same.
I mean, do
Okay,
they act the same when they come around?
Dogman is very. In the beginning, they was not quiet. I told them verbally at my kitchen window one night. I got fed up. I told them not to be looking through my windows no more, not to be growling around my windows no more. Don't be going underneath my bathroom floor. Don't. I just laid out the rules. This has been a few years ago, and they quit doing it.
Okay.
Sasquatch has always been friendly, nice, but the Dogmen, I took it. To me, it seemed they were angry. When something growls at you, you would think, okay, this I'm going to end up getting killed. I mean, I just didn't know what to think about it. I was afraid.
We understand. I mean, some of us have encounters, and
You don't know how to
and there's
interpret
people out
the
there
crowd.
listening too. We
And
understand.
one night, they had one night howled behind my house. Not just one, a bunch of them. And it sounded like they was in the cemetery, and they were howling. Other than that, I don't hear. In recent years, I don't hear. They're so quiet. They don't make a sound, but Sasquatch does. Um, they imitate animals a lot, different kinds of animals around here. And just certain sounds they make, I can tell it's them. Like recently, where I just got a cat a couple months ago, and sometimes I'll hear one meowing like a cat outside my window, my bedroom window. They just do stuff like that. It's them, or Sasquatch, because dogmen don't imitate animals. I've never known of them, or never heard them imitate an animal.
You sent me some photos a while back. I'm just going to get those up to show the people. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. Can you explain a little bit? This is opposite where you live, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's across the road. That's that corner of that building where they're at,
where they hang out at.
where they watch. That's their watch post. One of them.
And they hang out up there by the telephone pole, by the 25 sign,
You know,
or
that corner right in front of the tree there, that corner in the back part of that building is
okay.
where one of their watch posts is at.
What's
So when
behind
I
that
come out
building?
on my porch, they can see me very well.
Just right about there, I believe.
Yeah, the very corner. And
And this is
oftentimes I see their glowing eyes.
There's a
And I
cemetery
took
back over
pictures
that
of it.
way?
No, that's the
No?
front of the house. The cemetery's in
Your
the back.
neighborhood. Okay.
There's no houses out back.
Okay.
Nothing. Just cemetery in my backyard. That's it.
Hmm.
But when I'm in the backyard filming the cemetery, they're oftentimes in my neighbor's yard under his camper. I've got pictures of their eyes glowing under the camper, or they're in the neighbor's backyard near that tree the Sasquatch used to mess with all the time.
How long you been having this going on for?
Since 2014 here at home.
That long? Wow. Has it got
Yeah.
worse? Has it picked up?
It's steady.
Steady, about the same?
Pretty much. I mean, they're usually always around. I mean, I haven't been outside to do any type of filming out back in the recent months. I haven't been even stepping out on my porch at night. It's so cold out here, and I just haven't fooled with it.
Are they
Maybe
still
start doing it, though.
I got a question. Are they still doing this when it's cold? Or are they
I don't-
calm down a little bit?
I haven't been out there on the porch or out back for a while where it's so cold. I don't want to deal with it. And
Like my home, they've calmed down since it snowed. I've noticed that it outside that they're not popping out of the tree in my yard like they were. So it's kind of mellowed out since it like snowed like 2 feet of snow all of a sudden, and it's just kind of been melted for about a week now, to where I'm like, okay, but inside my house I've noticed activity still goes on. So
well, around my bedroom has 3 big windows. I'm in my bedroom right now. There's 3 big windows, and there's a window right beside my bed, and there's a window right by my pillow behind me. So I'm got 3 huge windows, and I can hear them around my windows at night. Now I told them years ago not to be looking through my window and stuff, but one did recently. Back it was hot. Well, I still have my Halloween decorations up, so it was around Halloween, and I just looked. I seen it looking down at me, outside, and then I just went back to sleep because I'm so used to stuff happening around here. Now anybody else that would probably terrify them, but you get used to it. You get used to the odd stuff that goes on.
well, yeah, you build up to it. I mean, yeah, like at first when it started happening to me, I was scared to death, and
I was
I had to get used
scared.
to it. I had to get used to it. I was sleeping with the TV on. I barely slept every night, like 2 hours. I didn't go to bed till 6 a.m. when daylight hit. It was really hard. It's really hard, and then you get used to it because obviously they have not killed you.
Right.
They have not hurt you. So then, therefore, you build that strength of I'm okay. They didn't do nothing to me. I can sleep a little more. I can, and then listening to other people's stories helps too. I've noticed.
I've noticed. If I have sightings lately, looking out my window, the kitchen window, you can see the cemetery. It faces the cemetery, and sometimes I'll see one out there, and it's always right at daylight. That's the best time to see one.
Wow!
Is right at when it gets daylight.
The first thing in the morning.
Yes,
like sun's rising.
The sun just coming up. I mean, that's when, if you're going to see one around here, most likely that's when you're going to see one.
What
There's
do
a
you think,
picture.
Larry? What do you think's going on? I mean, is she got a curse? Like, what do you think? You know about Dogman.
No, I don't think it's a curse. She said she sees them right as the sun's coming up. So that means they've been out around, trolling the area and looking around.
There
The
is a
cemetery, they love hanging around cemeteries
I'm
and
noticing.
burial.
Mm-hmm.
there is a picture I took of one around 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. I guess it was last year, or was it back in the summer? Phil, are you there? You remember that picture where one's crouched down at a tombstone? Is he here?
Yeah.
Phil, yeah,
Well,
he's here.
I have a picture. It was right when they got hit, and it was around 6 in the morning. Back, I'm guessing summer or spring. I don't know, but it's a pretty good photo actually. It's crouched down, kind of behind a tombstone.
Wow.
I've got some of your reels up on Facebook, and I've expanded them, and some of your photos up as well.
Do you remember that picture, Phil, of the one that was crouched down by the tombstone out back? It was a
Did you
daylight picture.
you sent it to me like 2023, 24.
It might have been last time. No, I don't. It was either. Well, the date's on it. There's a
Yeah,
date.
the date was 23, but you sent it in 24. I've been searching for it in my own archive. I've been searching for it, but I'll find it. But I've got your reels up and stuff.
Everybody's sending Phil pictures.
Yeah, I've got. Do you know
I was
what?
just thinking he must have a lot of pictures.
I've sent you a bunch, so I know his
Man.
folder's got to be huge. It's like, what's that? Where'd that come
Ethan,
from? What's this one?
I'm telling you, yeah, I've got like I've got what I've got about 5 terabyte worth of video and photos, stuff that people sent me.
Yeah,
stuff people sent me. You know,
yeah, you don't want to get rid of it because it's interesting and it's it's something that never people just don't have. It's like
exactly, you know, and you'd be surprised how much. Even I tell you what, the most amazing thing about it is when with like Google, when you are archiving this stuff, it kind of like geotags the photo, so it tells you whereabouts it was taken, and you know, kind of it's got some information attached to the photo.
Yep.
And you'd be surprised how many just pop up where you get them maybe 5 or 6 different photos from different people in the same area.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that a lot.
That tells you something right there. You know.
Yeah, I get that a hell of a
back
lot.
on a full moon night. There's a date on the picture. It should be. I was taking pictures of the full moon, and there was a white dog man looking at me in the tree, and that was a first. I've never seen a white dog man, and I said, Bill, he's seen the pictures. I didn't post them that long ago.
You know, Tanya, if you ever get scared, just yell out "stop," because it works for me.
I don't.
So if I ever get startled or scared a little bit, I yell "stop! Stop it!" You know, I get really stern about it, and I say, "Stop it!"
They don't
stop.
They don't try to scare me or anything. I don't get afraid. Nothing much phases me anymore because I've had so much happen around this place. You know, it just not a lot phases me nowadays. I'm used to it. But now years ago, yeah, I was terrified.
I try to figure out what's going on and what they're trying to say and why they're trying to make contact, because
I kind of know why.
Contact is very dangerous as well. So there's a reason a lot of times behind stuff, you know.
I kind of know why I can't come out with it right now.
Okay.
I kind of know a little bit of it.
Okay.
And well, later in the future, maybe I'll talk about it, but right now I won't talk about it. It's personal, and but they mean me no harm.
Okay.
They're not, bad creatures.
That's what's happening with me. I have
not
not had a bad encounter whatsoever. Even though
They're-
I've seen some off the wall, scary things that look like the worst scary movie creature you could imagine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
They're
not,
out there.
I don't have a bad intention in me with them. So I don't know if that's why they don't harm me.
They
But
know
I
if
get
you got good
pictures of
intentions.
creatures like you wouldn't believe.
They know if you have good intentions or not. They can read your mind.
Yeah. I get a bit frustrated with people when they sort of like across the board they turn around and they say, like Dogman is a vicious, horrible
No.
killer, and it's like it means ill intent everywhere it goes. It doesn't. It doesn't, and I think it's a bad rep, sort of giving a creature which we know very little about.
Actually, people, believe it or not, they're the Sasquatch are people.
Yeah, well, I think the Dogmen are too. I actually believe that I don't know if you guys ever watch his name's Emerald Smith, and he talks a lot about his stuff. He used to be a surgeon with, he worked on in a base and he worked on some alien parts, and he talks about these interdimensional beings that are out there that can morph and change to whatever they want at any given time they want. And it's all to do with vibrations to go in and out of these dimensions.
It's vibration frequency.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yes.
They can raise their vibration. They can lower their vibration to be in earthly density.
Yeah, I'll be the first to show it on Phil's show right now. And I'm going to tell you guys what. And I'm not trying to make a sale for this company, trust me at all. But this unit right here that I'm showing you, I'm going to try to get it on there good so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Put my glasses on.
You get one of those and you put it on your shoulder and you turn that on for an hour or two, and you will higher your vibration and your energy in your body. So when your energy in your body is higher, you run at a higher frequency, you will see more of these beings, you will be in touch with more of these beings. You will, trust me, it works 100%. Me and Ron Moorhead has actually studied this unit with me for a couple of weeks to see if it would increase, and it did. Everything increased. To where my next thing was, Ron, I'm going to stick my fingers in the outlet. I'm going invisible. You know what I mean? It really does. What it does is this is being charged by the electric. And then when you strap that on you, that power of that electric has to go out somewhere, and it's going to go in your body. So then your body hires up. You hire up as a different level, and you can actually have more interactions. It works, man, 100%. And when people start finding out, I'm sure they'll sell the shit out of that unit. Or units like that. I've talked to several people that I've talked to a psychic lady, and she actually uses one of those. It's a little different, and she's psychic. And when I got on talk to her, she knew everything about me before I could even say anything. And it amazed me. And I'm like, wow. And she's like, do you use one of these things, Richard? And I said, yeah. And she knew I did. And she said, I do too.
So that helps you see. That helps you see these things, Ethan.
Yes,
that helps
it does,
you see these
Phil.
things.
Totally, 100%. I bought that thing for $500 because I had a pinched nerve, and I was an adult entertainer at the time, TV actor.
Yeah,
and I didn't care for the money. It was no big deal. If it's going to help me, I'll buy it. So I bought it. I strapped it on. I wore it a little bit, and then I didn't wear it after a while, and then I went to Solemn Island. I came home and I started seeing creatures like nothing. And I'm like, why am I seeing this? Why am I seeing this? And Daryl Denton and Ron, and we're all trying to figure it out. And
me.
yeah,
That's
that's what it is. That thing.
That's what you're talking about. So you're saying
it
that
will hire
that's a
it
tens
will hire
machine. That
you up.
that's a
It's like
tens
charging
machine.
a battery. It's like
It's a
charging a
tens. It's a
battery.
tens machine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's for
And,
pain relief.
and
It's pain relief.
what it is yeah, it's like it doesn't shock you. It just kind of like feels like a massage is going on.
Yeah.
But if you read about it and you look it up, it says what it does is it opens up a brain thing in your head that lets this juice out that does something. If you Google it, it says that it does that. And it's like, for instance, we have to eat and get sleep to regain our strength, right? You put a battery and you run that battery down outside, you have to recharge it, or you have to, put some water in it to higher the levels to the battery to, get the battery to be good again. So what you're doing is you're bringing your level up. Instead of what we are right now, you'll be at a higher level of energy. And when you're at a higher energy level, that's what these things are. These creatures are at a higher level. And that's why they can go invisible. They can go in and out of dimensions because of that fact. They're a higher, in order for you to tunnel, say even quantum tunneling, you have to be a higher energy than what you're tunneling into.
But I've seen it all over social media where they got like tuning forks now, and I think they're rated to 192 frequency, 192 frequency, and you just tap the tuning fork and you put it
works,
on.
you guys. It's going to be a new thing, and it's going to blow everyone's mind. I'm actually going to have a book written about it. Me and
what makes some people can see these beings easily. But they have a sharper tuned third eye. They're right here, third eye. When
so
this
let
is
me tell you,
open,
I
you
can
see
the creatures when they're partway invisible, where you can't see them, or somebody, or I'm not saying you, but a normal person can't see. And I can spot them out and see the outline of it like a predator. But when I wear that and I put that on for a couple hours, I can see their face, their eyes, their texture all the way through, more than the outline. And I'm like, oh my God. And me and Ron has been testing that because of that.
With their sound, though, the Dogman, I took my son out one night on the porch with me because I knew they was going to be out there, and I wanted to see if he heard or seen anything, We didn't see nothing, but I heard growl, like not really a growl, kind of like, in between a growl and just I don't know how to describe it was kind of a growl, and it was real low. Okay, I heard it. I said, did you hear that? I looked at my son. He didn't hear it, but I did, and we were sitting like 2 feet apart.
So do you got telephone poles outside? You got a power line close to your house?
Yeah, I got power lines.
You got power lines close to your house? So Tanya probably runs on a higher level of energy than the normal person because she lives right next to that energy.
Yeah. She's also got a holy trinity, though, isn't she?
That got pimples on their face because of that. One lady, my sister's friend, had lived underneath a power line pole where she lived in this little house she rented. It wasn't in the city, and her and her husband were getting marks on their face. And not only that, they were seeing things. So it's probably maybe Tanya's a higher level, and that's why she's seeing stuff over there, because she has
that's
the power.
The thing, isn't it? It's like that's the thing. Now, is it a case that I mean, Larry, do you think it's location more so that they interact towards, or do you think it's people? I mean, if it's people, then what Ethan's saying about raising your frequency.
I think it's a little of both, because you got to think now, like Larry was saying earlier, by the cemeteries. Cemeteries have a lot of energy because there's a lot of energy that's died in there. So there's people buried there. That's a lot of energy. You see what I mean? Those bodies carried energy. Our brains carry energy. So maybe that's why they hang out there. I don't know. But there's a lot of cases, like Larry said, of cemeteries.
I need to state something, though. Prior, they followed me home. Okay. Now, I used to go out boots on the ground and research Sasquatch. That's always been my main thing, you know. But the state park that I went to research, and I got a lot of really good videos from that area too and pictures. They followed me home. I had nothing like that going on around here until they had to followed me home. I mean, and it was August of 2014 was when they followed me. I mean, I started having things happening, and at the beginning, I didn't. My son was seeing these things. The werewolf, he said he seen a Sasquatch in the cemetery and hit 5 o'clock in the evening, still daylight. I mean, he's had all kinds of sightings here, and I couldn't understand what was going on. And then one night I got a hunch. I'm like, I'm gonna put my camera up to that kitchen window and take a picture of my backyard. And I did, and I captured a Sasquatch standing in my backyard. And then that's when I realized, yeah, they are here. They followed me home.
Have you
So my
ever
son,
talked to any? Have you ever talked to any of your neighbors to see if they have
no,
any sightings or
no,
interactions or anything?
my
None
neighbors
of
are
them.
elderly.
I'm thinking you're crazy.
Well,
I feel the
I'm
same way. It'd be
real
hard for me.
private. I'm really private around here. I don't talk to my neighbors.
I
They're
would be
all
wanting
elderly.
to.
I wouldn't want to scare my neighbors because most of them are elderly.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
people right beside of me, they're he's a pastor of the church beside me, and they don't talk about stuff like this. And I dare
Be
not.
having him over for coffee more often. I think I'd
I
feel a
would
little
not.
safer with the pastor living next door.
Well,
You know what I
it
mean?
just so happened he's the one that had to clean the tree limbs out of that tree, or the tree limbs that were following my yard and his yard from the tree the Sasquatch was messing with there for a long time. And he had to have wondered. If you've seen the pictures, you would be like, what is going on? I'm sure it
I
went through
kind of
his
want to
mind
ask
what
him, hey,
to
you
this
ever
day.
seen anything funny going on in the backyard
He
or anything?
never
Then if
asked
he
me.
says, well, what do you mean? Say, I don't know if kids are messing around at night or what.
No, I don't say nothing. They're they go to church. They don't
Tony,
talk about stuff like this.
Some
Tony, can
church
I ask you
people have
something?
encounters.
Huh?
Yeah, Tony, can I ask you? You know,
Yeah.
when it's first kicked off for you, and you were in the woods,
When
and
I started out,
when you first started out, and then because if you remember, you said to me a while back that you were out in the woods, and when you came back home, you just knew. You kind of knew that
I
there was
heard the noises and stuff around, but I was in denial.
now
It-
Daniel J. Williams. He can't be here at the moment. Hopefully, he'll come on in a little while. But he made a comment saying about the hitchhiker syndrome. Do you think that it was something that you did out in the woods? Did you do any gifting, or did you
I did
invite
gift.
them?
Yes, that was. If you don't want them to follow you home, don't gift food.
You gifted.
Yes,
The
that's
first
what
time,
it started.
before you had any interactions, you gifted, you left something there.
I would go to a state park to research, and I would constantly take video and everything. And I would always, every time it was once a week, I would leave food, and I would put it in a bag, and then I would tie the top of the bag, and like it when the next week I'd come, I would know if they'd been in that bag by with and my hands had to untie it, right? Because I would double knot it.
Yeah.
And that's that was my way of knowing if something with hands was getting in that bag. Well, what they would do, they would take the contents out of the bag, and they would take the contents with them, but they would leave that bag the stuff was in behind, and they would stack them for me to get. They didn't like litter in there. They would stack all the bags up and for me to take. They didn't want the bags being littered
I
around,
know
you know.
somebody that gives too.
But
and
I
that's what
looked
they
at the
do.
bags and they were untied. The double knot tied. They wasn't, you know, four to pieces like if a bear got a hold of it, you know. But that was how I knew they was getting in the bags, was by double knotting it and
Oh.
hiding it in a where nobody could see it. Nobody could get to it. Nobody would see it. So that's what I would do weekly there for a long time.
And then
I bet they
you made
followed me home.
friends. You made friends. You fed the kitty cat, and the kitty cat's at your
Mhm.
house.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's seriously. That's what it
They're
is.
going round your house. They want in their
You
stuff as
fed a
well.
wild animal, like
Well,
a wild animal. Now they're
when-
coming to your house.
Yeah.
When I noticed, when I finally realized, okay, they're here at my house now, I actually put food out for them to be nice. You know, they didn't take it. They'll take it at the state park, but they won't take it here at my house for some
Well,
reason.
I've heard
Nothing.
that story as well. The same things happen to other people I've talked to. They don't
It-
take it
they
in your
want
house,
the-
but they'll take other things in your house. Though I've heard.
I mean, like
know.
I would leave food outside for them. Easy, like apple, just different things, and they never take anything. No food, nothing. I even left
they might not
marbles, I left rocks out there. You know, just different stuff I've tried over the years. They
Just out of
won't take
interest,
nothing.
if you guys were gifting, okay, what would you gift a Bigfoot? What would you gift a Bigfoot?
I wouldn't gift any food at
thought
all
about
because
it.
they poison our food here in the United States. Which you know the United States people know they put the FDA bullshit. So they do put poison in foods here. So if you got one of these creatures sick, you're either looking for trouble or you're looking for no friendship no more. So you have to be careful with gifting. And you know, I know that we eat certain things and we get away with it, but some of that stuff does get us sick in that we don't realize it.
They're highly spiritual beings, the Dogman and the Sasquatch, and they can't eat what our food. They like meat and stuff. They can't. They can't eat that. It's. I don't want to get in the spiritual subject because that's
No. I
just
totally understand you. Some people, Tanya, will say that, oh, they kill deer or they kill bear.
Well, no, they
or
kill deer
I've
chickens.
actually, I got a picture of I don't know what it is. It might be a Dogman, but it has horns on its head, and it's about 23 feet, and it's got a bear in its hand. It's got a club in its other hand, and it's killing it. You can perfectly see it. I don't know if it's going to eat the bear. I don't know if it ate the deers. I don't know. I hear people's stories.
The food's not be contaminated if they catch it. The food,
what I do
food's
is
contaminated.
I'm a nature person, so I garden like we all, you know, some of us do. I plant trees. I have a 7-year-old. He's autistic. And we planted a tree 2 years ago. And his favorite movie is Lorax. And if you watch Lorax and you really pay attention to it, it's about these creatures that we are talking about that come out of the trees and they're trying to save the trees and they go in and out of the trees and shit. And so he doesn't talk, but he's smart and he knows. And he just plays that movie over and over and over. So I planted a tree with him. And then we went out and fertilized the tree. We gave like old fruit to the tree, old apples, and threw it on the ground. Because what happens is the ground and the worms and everything absorb that stuff, banana peels, and they eat it in, and it builds the ground up, and it's good for the roots of the tree. So then you're feeding the tree. I do that. And my fiance she actually sees the creatures come out of our trees in our backyard, and we've took pictures of them. And there's a cute one. He looks kind of like a monkey, like a slash monkey little dog. He's cute as can be. He's black, you know. From a distance, he looks cute. But he won't eat it. I'll throw all kinds of shit out there. I've tried. You know, I was like,
I don't know why they do that.
Oh, I'll try this. I'll try a couple old brownies, whatever, you know, anything, this bullshit. and he just comes out of the tree and just stands, about a foot from it and doesn't eat it. And then 2-3 days later, it looks like there's a little bite out of it, but I can't tell if it's from him. But I know when I do it, they seem like they're more active, like they're happy about me putting stuff around the tree. But I'm like, okay.
One time
and there was 4 apples left, the rest were gone. So I don't know what took them, and I put them high up. So
they took, like I said, they'll take the items, but I don't know what they do with them. And our food's contaminated. Surely they probably know that. There was one thing that I done one week when I'd go out to the park. In the bag, my bags, I put a storybook, a children's storybook with pictures, and the book was about a little boy and a bear. I remember, and it had all kinds of pictures in it, and I just was testing to see if they'd take it or not, and they took that. Believe it or not. I would put toys. My son, he was young, and we had toys around, and I would take little light up balls, the ones you squish and they light up and blink. I put stuff like that in there, marbles, balls that blink color, just to test to see if they would take it, and they did.
I know a lady that she's a native lady, and I was having a hard time. And I was like crying for 3 days straight, having nervous breakdowns. And, because I was just like, man, why am I seeing this shit? Please stop, and it just kept getting stronger. And so I talked to her, and she said, listen here, honey. She said, you need to calm down and take it easy. She said, there's a reason why you're seeing these creatures, and you need to just relax with it. And she said, a lot of these creatures have been here just as long as us and way longer. And I'm like, what? Yeah. And then she's like, the natives used to hunt with the Bigfoot. I'm like, what? She was being straight with me. And then she said she had an encounter with a Dogman, and she didn't like it. And she said that she also had Bigfoot near her property. So she was gifting the Bigfoot. And she gifted them some stuffed animals that look, like big bear stuffed animals. And she said they left with some teeth. And after that, she never had the encounter with the Dogman in her property anymore. She said she didn't have no bear. She didn't have no mountain lion on her property. And she said, you need to relax. And because I was scared, you guys, I'm a grown man. And when I came back from Salem Island, there must have been 60 different creatures or more, different ones all together. And 20, 30 foot, 40 foot big, man. I'm like, I came home making spears and shit. I was ready to go down. I'm buying flare guns. I got 3 kids. I'm like, this is not happening. My friend took 246 pictures. I freaked out. And what I did was like how Tanya was saying, it scares the shit out of you. And I started reaching out to people that I could, that were trying to tell me I gift them, or I have communications with them, and I'm like, really, because I need to know this because I'm scared shitless. I've seen the worstest looking creatures in the world. And I mean, Godzilla, bro, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm freaking. And not only that, when I got home, I met an architect, and that architect man was studying pyramids and giants for over 20 years. And he was telling me right here in the United States, we have creatures running around. And I'm like, what? And then I started looking on Google Earth, and I'm an expert at Google Earth. And I started looking on there, and I was finding them everywhere. And then I even got scared. And then I started reaching out, and I talked to people. And it helps, Tanya. It helps to talk to people. I'm sure Phil and Larry and that you guys all.
Back in the day, I did reach out some. Well,
no,
actually, back then I didn't talk about Dogman. When it started here at home, I did not talk about Dogman. Nobody talked about Dogman back then in the groups on Facebook. It wasn't talked about. Dogman wasn't talked about until the recent years.
people are scared to step up and say anything because the fact that
Yeah.
you've got good credibility with everyone, and then all of a sudden you're going to go, "Hey, guess what,
Yeah,
man?
I'm
I see
saying
this,"
werewolf.
and they look at you funny, and you feel funny. It's like, no, man.
Well, no, there
Tonya,
was
Tonya,
People
can
get
I ask you
brave.
something?
yes.
Okay, sorry, Ethan. 1 minute. Hang on. Tonya, did they ever touch you?
The Sasquatch pats me on the head, the shoulder, back.
Do you
And
ever
how I
see
know
any?
I can hear their noises they make around me, and I feel
Yeah.
like a tap, on my head or something.
Okay. Do you see orbs, Tonya, in your home?
Do I see what now?
Orbs. Do you see
Oh
orbs?
gosh, yeah, but I always blame that on the cemetery and the paranormal around here. I don't, but yes, there's orbs associated with Sasquatch and Dogman.
Okay, yeah.
So I can't tell I don't know if it's a paranormal, like a spirit. I don't know if it's them when I see an orb around here because I got all that mixed stuff going on.
They fly inside
Do
the
you-
orbs.
Do you ever because you've had such a prolonged exposure
Mhm.
to both Bigfoot and Dogman, have you ever seen a almost like a system? Has there ever been a rhyme or reason? Is there a time of the month? Is there
Well,
a full
no,
moon? Is
no.
there
I'm 51 now. I don't have to worry about stuff like. No, I will tell you one thing that happened to me when I was very young, and I'm talking early 80s, late 70s.
You don't look 51. No way.
I am 50. I just turned 51 in October. When I was really young, I was so young, I was sitting in my mom's lap. Okay. I don't know exactly the age, but you can kind of figure out around the age range I was. I was sitting in my mom's lap by this big picture window in the living room. And there was something looking at me in the window. It was nighttime, and I seen its face and everything. And it looked like a werewolf. Now, back then, I didn't know what a werewolf was. I was too young. We didn't watch movies like that at home, but I had one looking at me, smiling. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but it was smiling. It looks like, and I'll tell you what it looks like. It looked identical to like the movie The Howling. You know how they had the Dogman had the long hair, the werewolves,
Yep.
the brown hair. Okay, it looks like that. It looked just like a werewolf from The Howling.
Mm-hmm.
And it was looking at me, and I looked back at it. I wasn't afraid. But in my mind, I knew it was female. I don't know how I knew, but I always thought I felt a female vibe. I guess I don't know how you would explain it.
Yeah,
But
moving a certain way or acting a certain way. Yep.
Thinking about that long, 40 some years ago. I mean, that's why. I mean, what's that about? I'm still questioning that, but because I didn't live around here then either. I lived about an hour away from here. I'll tell you the county I lived in. I was in Kentucky, but I lived in Inez, Kentucky. Tomahawk, Kentucky. It's right beside Inez, to be exact. That's where it happened at. That's where I grew up. Was Tomahawk, Kentucky. And
you were young when that happened?
I was sitting in my mother's lap. I was that young. I'm estimating real late 70s, early 80s, because I was born in October of 74.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was sitting in her lap. I was young, real young.
Tonya, do you remember sending me this? Do you remember sending me this?
Yes, that was in the corner of that building. That picture is a zoomed in of his face. And he was in the corner of that building that I was talking
Nice
about.
picture.
Earlier.
I can see perfect. I can
Can
see
you
that
see
creature
him?
perfect. Yeah, I can see his nose, his
No, he
eyeballs,
was
his ears.
watching
I can
me.
see his
They,
perfect big forehead. I can see him perfect.
yeah,
He was doing what? Looking in your window?
he was watching me. I
In the
just
window?
took the picture. You see that orb there, whatever that light is? I don't know what that light is, but it was near him. And it caught my attention. I seen what I thought was glowing eyes, and I took many pictures that night of the corner of that building where I know they hang out at. And I caught him watching me. He was looking right at me.
Mm-hmm.
That is really clear.
Looks like he's holding the orb.
I don't know
Ethan,
what that
is so
light
clear.
is.
That is really clear, Ethan.
Oh yeah, I can
don't-
see his arm coming down. Looks like an
He's
arm
got
coming
really
over, like hands
pointy.
holding that.
He's got big pointy ears.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Do
he
you
was
remember
looking at me. He's one of them around here.
That's an amazing picture. Really. That's a really
You
good.
better
That's a
keep
really
feeding
good.
them there, Tanya.
I don't feed them.
You
That's
better
10
keep
years
feeding
ago.
them.
No,
You
I
know
started
that,
to
right?
when they come here, but I quit because
Once
they
you
don't
start
take
feeding
it.
something, you got to continue. You know that, right?
No,
I used to
they
be in
didn't
the
take
bowl in
it.
Grayling, Michigan, and I had an
They
older
don't.
buddy. And
They
he's like, "You better quit it." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because when you stop feeding them, and you can't afford it, they're going to come in your house. So
well,
you better keep feeding them."
they have. I don't know about the dogmen that's come in the house. I know Sasquatch has because I can hear their noises they make. I could tell it's them.
Yeah.
But dogmen, since I told them verbally not to do certain things, they are very quiet. It's been a while since I've heard one.
Mm-hmm.
A long time, actually.
Is that something you'll do, Ethan? You'd only go off with Ron and Martin, are you prepared to? Are you going to bait for them? Are you going
How
to
am I gonna bait? No, I don't. You know, when I walk
You're going to
outside
take
and
a
I walk
slab of
down my
meat with you?
when I walk down my street, Phil, they're everywhere. They're every 10, 15, 20 feet down the street on the side of the woods. That's how bad my interaction is with them. I actually have a little spot where I go to, and I went out there one day and said, "I'm not coming back." And I had it in my mind where I was just done. I'm having nervous breakdowns. I'm done. And I was telling this YouTube subscriber about it because they always ask me questions all the time. This lady does. And so the same day I did that, she was all just asking me a bunch of questions. I'm like, I'm done. I'm fed up. I'm just this, nobody wants to understand anything. And And, I'm just sick of seeing these things and it's driving me crazy. And so I went out there, and when I came home, I was chilling out, and I had a guy that had an interaction with a dog man named Swamp Dog. And he's a good guy. Phil, you should try to interview him. Larry probably's heard of him.
I've heard of him. Yeah, I have.
Swamp Dog was messaging me on Facebook, and I'm like, I got to go to the store. I'm sorry, I don't want to make a story short. I got to go to the store, Swamp. He's like, okay. Well, I take off. I go to the store. I leave the store to come home. And now we have like a little two-way highway, and it goes for a few miles. I live in a little town. It's a ways to get to anything. So I get on the highway, and off comes on both sides of the car in the air, on both sides, way up in the air. I can see these lights coming down, and they come down and mellow out right along the side of the driver window and the passenger window as I'm doing 45 miles an hour, and they keep up with me and go with the car. And there's a car in front of me and a car behind me that are seeing these as well. I got my phone out, started snapping, man. I slowed down a little bit and started snapping pictures. They were trying to tell me, for some reason, this is another thing, Tanya, why I was talking about trying to figure out what's going on, why you're being contacted. I believe that they were telling me there's no place to hide. There's no place for you to go. We're here, and
You
that's
can't
the
hide
way, buddy. You ain't getting away from us. And that's what I feel they were telling me, that day because they did that. And
They
I came home, my nose bled all night. I ended up in the hospital the next morning. The hospital drug tested me because I told them what happened. I live in a little town. The sheriff came down to the hospital even because of the report. And I showed them the pictures. And then they believed me. Then they were like, wow. And they couldn't understand it. And I'm like, these lights came down on the side of my car. I don't know why. I didn't tell them I had any interaction going on with creatures or anything else, or was involved in anything or anything. And they were just like, oh my God. And there's other witnesses as well. You know, Ethan, there's other people that have pictures as well. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, but they do things for a reason. And as long as you don't, I try not to make them upset no matter what I do. And I don't want to make them upset because I know that they could take me out anytime they wanted. They have more power than you can imagine. It's to me, it's going in there, Phil. I have no problem. I'm not going in harm. I'm not. The most thing I fear out of all is the military in us. You know, the creatures, if they got a problem, it's because of Daryl or Martin or Ron or all of us. They don't want us to come in. But I just want to make sure that all of us are on that same level of energy where we're okay and we're not trying to hurt you. And we just want to meet you, man. We just want to say hello. I just want to meet you. That's it, you know? And see where
I still get confused. I kind of know why, you know, things has happened, but yet I'm still confused.
and
I
of course I do.
The area where I am.
Okay.
I don't.
Now, look, there's a guy I was watching today on YouTube. Okay, and he came on. He was talking about Bigfoot, and he was saying that with this 3-eye atlas coming near, the closest it's been to the Earth is like today.
It's supposed to
Yeah,
be.
and he was you know, saying just like you, Ethan, he was suffering from high blood pressure, nosebleeds, all of this, you know, and he was kind of like giving a warning about trying to warn us, but he wasn't specific. I'm going to play you a little bit of that, okay? Because I think
it's also the new moon today in my time zone. It is the new moon, the 3-eye atlas or whatever it's called, and so those things are going on today. There's a lot.
Okay, I'm going to put this, play a little snippet of this. It's Bigfoot stuff from Chuck Jacobs in Arizona.
And whatever this energy is, it's very powerful, and it causes my blood pressure to spike to the point where my nose starts bleeding.
Yep.
And once I figured out what it was, whenever I started feeling that, I started asking, hey, please don't do that. Can you please contact me some other way? Because this is the effect that you're having.
Mm-hmm.
And to bring the most recent one is this morning, right after I put up my community page post. The minute I reached up and hit the post button, immediately my nose started bleeding, just instantly. And it didn't last very long, but I took that as a sign, and part of the sign that I should actually come out and make this video. I also had a conversation with a Sasquatch elder named Mickelboss last evening. And I've been talking and thinking about this for a few days.
Hey, I just wanted to show that bit because do you think communication is viable? Have you tried communicating with these things, Tonya?
Me, yes.
What happens?
Telepathic. I don't say it out loud when I try to communicate. And there's times I've heard things. For some reason, I'm not having any success with it recently at all. And it, another thing that might be causing his nosebleeds, so we're having major solar flare. Our planet is going, is increasing in frequency. We're going through 5D.
Yep.
We're in 3D right now, third density, and the planet is going eventually to 5D, the fifth dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to see these beings then for sure in 5D, because it's a higher frequency. But the solar flares and all this, that could be one of the reasons why is having nosebleeds and stuff. My sugar has went up to the point I have to be on medication, and that started back in October. All these solar flares and everything with the going on with the planet and everything, it could be related to that, the solar storms and solar flares and everything. What you could do is go on. There's groups on Facebook about it. Schumann Resonance. That it every day you can see what the solar weather is and if we had any solar flares and everything by watching the Schumann. Keep an eye on it. I'm in several of those groups, and I keep an eye on the solar flares and everything. Because sometimes you literally your third eye will even activate. Sometimes during a major solar flare, if you meditate, your third eye, you just have to do it to understand. You have to read about it. It's complicated, to explain. But it's an interesting thing to look into. You need to look into it. Actually.
It's funny you're saying about the solar flares. I know Natalie mentioned to me about it affected her as well. Did it affect you?
Different symptoms. It's not always the same symptom.
No,
I can't sleep a lot of the time.
Me, it doesn't seem to affect. I use that thing a lot to higher my energy levels. But the orbs did. It was almost like you could feel. It was like being close to something that was hot, but it ain't hot. It was weird. It was really like a weird sensation.
Oh, the Schumann resonance. If you look, these symptoms you might be having every day, like these symptoms, and it's different with everybody, but they list symptoms of what could be causing your migraine or what's causing your blood pressure to go up, or the just different things, upset stomach, everything.
So let me ask all you guys a question. This question's for all you guys. Have you had a COVID shot?
I had a booster at the beginning, but I didn't go back for the second.
I had no COVID shots whatsoever. I would not take it. I was like, no. I was like, if they're going to make a serum for it, it would take months. So I didn't take it.
And let me ask you something. Did you have COVID? Did you ever have COVID? Did you have COVID?
No, I never caught it. Okay.
I caught COVID.
You
I
did.
got it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And I was just like sideswiped for 2 weeks. I was ill.
Phil, let me ask you a question. Almost like I'm interviewing Phil now. Did you feel any different than a cold, or did it feel different? Did the sickness feel
much different than like a cold? It was a sickness, man. It was a sickness. Seriously, sickness. I was sweating, felt sick, felt nauseous, just low, no energy. And this is 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks it lasted. A good 2 weeks. Okay. And I was sick as a dog, really, really bad. And it had been doing the rounds where I worked, and it had been going the rounds, and I just got it. Yeah. And it knocked. It's the sort of thing which, when you get something and it brings you down, it knocks you for 6. And you just sort of, you've got no energy to get up. I was so bad. I found it hard getting up to just go and have a crap. Do you know what I mean? It took effort, nearly crawling out the bedroom to go to the toilet. You know what I mean? damn, man. It was like,
And
no,
now,
not good.
so my question, Phil, is Phil, I noticed on your show you point out a lot of creatures. You'll point out their eyes and stuff. So you see creatures, right, Phil?
Oh yeah,
You see them and stuff in the pictures? Okay, cool.
yeah.
Because I was trying to wonder, I'm thinking maybe they gave the COVID to everybody, the COVID shot, in order to get people where they're not sensing and seeing these things.
No, I
But
think. Do you know what? I think there's a lot of the conspiracy thing going on with that, but I think to be honest, I've been seeing Dogman since the age of 8.
wow.
Remember
Okay.
the time, young. I don't know what's with that, with people that encounter them when they're older, but has had an encounter when they're a little kid, like I did and you did. I
Yeah,
don't
Phil did. I had an encounter. It wasn't a dog man, but I've told Phil about what it was. So I mean, I don't know, Larry, have you had an encounter when you were young at all?
I was in my 20s. Now I'm 59. So.
Okay, yep. See, so what about you, Natalie?
I didn't
No
actually.
encounter?
Mine was like
You
2
wanna see
years
them
ago.
tonight?
Yeah, I didn't have anything like that until about 3 years ago, maybe. When I was walking out the woods in over lockdown, that's when I started sort of getting things from. I think because I was spending so much time in the woods, they were starting to get familiar with me, and like you say about the gifting, it's like I got told by a psychic, because I said, "Oh, I'm not feeling very safe in the woods," and she was like, "Oh, just acknowledge their presence, don't give them food or anything." So I used to just leave flowers every so often just to say hi, thank you for letting me walk in the woods and let me be safe. And then the more I did that, the more I started seeing stuff. So I was like, I'm not sure it's a good idea, but I didn't have any of those kinds of things when I was younger. It's like I sort of like was probably sensitive to what was around me, but I never actually saw anything, was never aware. And yet I lived in Wales, and we got woods everywhere in Wales.
Wow.
So it's kind of weird that I didn't, but I think with me it's been more of a progression, rather like when I was little, I was kind of shut off to it a little bit. I mean, sort of vaguely aware, like, used to be in houses and that would see shadows and things every so often or get spooked, but never actually saw anything. And I think it's like, say, it's unfolded as to what I can cope with. And I've always, though, been terrified of Bigfoot since I was little. Saw a documentary on it by accident with my parents when I was about 5, and I'd be absolutely terrified of them all my life until about 2 or 3 years ago, when suddenly everyone was talking about Bigfoot, and it was kind of like sort of soaked in then, and then I started, like, and that's when I had an encounter.
Real? This is not cool.
Yeah, I was like, I'm terrified of this. I never want to see one of them things in my entire, and I was like, oh, I'm safe. They're out in America. And but over lockdown, I was watching so many paranormal podcasts, and of course it just kept coming up because a lot of the podcasts I was watching were American, and so I think it kind of like seeped in. And then like about 2 years in, that's when I saw something in the woods, and then all of a sudden, like you say, it freaked me out, totally freaked me out. But but I didn't know what it was that I saw. So it's like, but I think it was like a Bigfoot type thing, but I'm not 100% sure even now if that's what it was. But I'm a bit of an anomaly for that. I didn't see anything when I was little, but I was scared of Bigfoot when I was little. So whether I didn't see it because it terrified me so much, the idea of it, and it just shut it all down. So I perhaps would have seen something sooner if I wasn't so scared of it.
Can I ask each one of you in turn one really simple question, right? Because there's something which is linking you guys, and there's something which is linking people at home as well, and that is our joint interest in supernatural, paranormal stuff which we can't really explain. Now I wanted just quickly to ask if there was a pattern, if there's a commonality between them. So my question would be, what is your first memory of anything which was something which sparked your interest? Mine was at 8 years old, seeing a wolf's head on a man's body that had a mane, and he had a mane coming down his neck and down his back. He had a wolf's head. He had teeth. He looked like less like a wolf, more like an Alsatian, like a big Alsatian dog, really. But it was grey silver color. It was night. It was lit by, it should have been a movie. It was lit by a moon. It was in a garden, and he had yellow eyes. Okay, kind of like tinged with orange, but yellow, more prominently yellow eyes. And he was looking at me, and I was behind glass. I was in a room looking down at him. I was 8 years old, and he was mouthing something, talking. It looked like he was either masticating, chewing something, or talking. I believe he was talking. In my head, I knew he was talking, but I could not make out what he was saying. Then he hunkered down because a family member came to the back door where the kitchen was and opened. She was an old girl, all right? She was an old girl. She opened up the back door where the kitchen was, and this light, amber light from the kitchen, as she turned it on, went into the garden and lit up this Dogman. And the Dogman went down from standing to all fours and just ran down the garden. And its biceps, triceps, its rotor cuffs were just rippling. The one standout moment which I could not understand was it was wearing jeans and it's wearing a t-shirt. That's what I saw.
Did she see it as well, Phil?
She saw it as well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she saw it.
That probably really got you going with her seeing it too. You're like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not seeing that, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What is that?
The difference is, Ethan, she was used to seeing it. She shooed it away. She knew it was there.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. But that's what spiked my interest. What spiked yours in turn? Larry, can I ask, what was your first standout moment when before you sort of went diving into this? There was something that sparked your interest. What was it?
Well, I was out hunting, but I'd always read books on cryptids and stuff like that. And what really got me started is when I had my encounter. It come through the woods on all fours, stopped at a tree, stood up, and looked my way. And since then, I've just been trying to search and find answers. It wasn't a terrifying encounter, I was 25, 30 feet up in the tree and armed. I had a sidearm and a shotgun, but it still scared me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, will do, man.
But ever since then, I've been wanting to know how.
Mine, I was having a hard time believing God, and my grandpa was Lakota, and my grandmother was Irish and Italian. So my grandmother took my mother and her sister and brothers to a Catholic church, and I just couldn't understand it. So I had a hard time till the age of about 16. And my mom was bringing church people to the house and all kinds of stuff. And finally, she sent me off to Arizona to get away from it all, to get a break. And I had an encounter of some kind of humanoid-looking creature or human person, invisible-ish, hovering above my bed, and the dogs woke me up. And after that, I was like, what? And the thing went through the door, and I knew I wasn't tripping because the dog seen it, and the lady that lived in the house before prior seen it. So after that, I believed in aliens and believed in that stuff, and there was something there. And then I went to Salem Island, and then it was on. I'm like, this is it, man.
Yeah.
There's flying creatures I'm done.
It was game on, wasn't it? Game on after that.
Yeah, it was like the game on then, and at that point, I've told you guys before. This is another thing, Tanya. Is after that happened to me, I was laying on my back, and it scared the living shit out of me, and I never laid on my back, and that happened when I was 16, and now I'm 53, and I still don't lay on my back, and I have a flat back because of it. And it really messed me up because I don't want to open my eyes and see something hovering above me. I figured if I lay on my stomach and there's something in there, in the room, oh well, I won't see it like that. And so I guess that's a thing it did to me. And not only has it done that, at that point, I've told Phil before, I've tried to have babies for my mother. I tried since I've been 18, 19 years old. I mean, no condoms, no protection whatsoever. I wanted to have kids. I wanted my mother to have grandkids, and it didn't. I tried and tried. So here I am at 46 years old, and I'm outside with this lady, and there's this hovering thing in the sky, and I looked over at it, and I said to it, "Hey, can you please let me have a baby?" I put my hands together and I prayed to it. And it's looked like a UFO, and I prayed to it just like you would God. I never tried before. Why not? I prayed to it, and she got pregnant. And 6 months later, she's like, "Listen up, man. You need to go outside and pray to them entities again." And I said, "Why?" I laughed at her like it was a joke. She goes, "It's no joke." She goes, "You need to go out there and pray to them and ask them because we need money. We're going to have a baby." And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, the next day, I didn't do it that day, but the following day, I went out there and that thing was hovering out there, and I put my hands together and I prayed to it. And I said, "Thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you for everything. Thank you for life. Thank you for this. We're having a real hard time. We could use some money right now. If there's any way you can help." And I said, "I know I'm not supposed to ask you for anything." I treated it just like how people would Jesus or God praying. And the next day, I went to the store and got 2 lottery tickets. We scratched one, and it was $100,000. So we were so happy. Of course, we have to go to the main branch to cash it. You can't go back to the store. So we went to the store, and I'm telling the lady up there, "I won." She's like, "Really? Which ticket?" And I'm like, "You know what? Give me a couple more of those." So I got a couple more tickets, and we won $50,000. And I was like, "Oh my God." And after that, I continued to pray to the entities in the sky.
Lucky
Had 2
son
more
of a
kids.
bitch. Hey, Daniel.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's the kick of what it is or what.
Yeah. I'm not envious at all. Yeah. Some bitch, really.
Hey man, Bill, I figured what's right and what's wrong. Listen, so I'm from the United States,
Yeah.
you guys are UK, and I figured there's all these different gods, there's all these different religions. Why not try something different? Why, if I thought to myself, if there is a real God, they're probably hiding him because they wouldn't want us to communicate with them, because they wouldn't want us to get any kind of power. They wouldn't want us to know anything we're not supposed to. So I'm thinking, okay, you're probably hiding God, the real God. So why not try it? I tried it and it worked. Now I'm hooked on it. Now I pray to the spirit God all the time.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, Ethan. That is not that. That is praying. Really, let's face it. Okay, praying for the wrong reason. You get it? Isn't it? It is.
Well, yeah,
it is.
you're
It's
taught
like
not to ask for anything.
I mean, my cup runneth over with spiritual goodness. I mean, I don't get the money. It'd be nice. If you want to share it, you can.
You're praying to a false god.
Yeah, but if you can help me in any sort of way, hey, and that's what I asked. If you can help me in any sort of way, please, will you help me? And I can bring her in here right now and she'll tell you. You know what I mean? It worked. I'm like, I never had no kids. I was 46 years old, man. I was taking all kinds of GMC shit, everything to have kids. Nothing, man. So, you know what I mean? To me, I was granted a kid. and I was granted some money. And not only that, I prayed to it 100 other times and got answered. And when I tried praying to the Catholic, through the Catholic, my mom's religion and stuff, it just didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't do nothing for me that I knew of what it did, or if it did it.
But it doesn't. It does. I personally don't think it's not the way it works. Okay, the way that God works, my God, anyway. It's not. If I pray for relief because I've got toothache, it's not going to come.
That's what I was told. I was told the same thing, and I was told don't ever ask for anything.
Yeah, it
Why
doesn't.
not
It
try?
doesn't come like that. But
And I did.
what does come is it's in a he does work in a way that I'll tell you what. Have you ever seen a really good comedy show? Okay, or you've seen a really good film, and you see the narrative of the film and it spins around and you think, what direction is this thing going in? This film is like going in a strange direction, really odd. But if it's really well written and it's really well put together, at the end it all comes together and makes things clear.
Yep.
And that's the way that my Lord anyway works. My God works. It does come clear in the end. And many times in my life I thought, God, why the hell, where are you? What's going on? Where's the help, man? Where's the help? I keep praying. I keep trying to be a good person. And the main thing is, I always think is you can't really go wrong with the teachings from the point of view of thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not. They're pretty good. I'm not a big Bible basher, but they're pretty good teachings. If you can stick with them, that's great. That's great. It leads you on a path which you're a pretty okay person, and that's the reason why I think, well, if you pray to something up there, or it's a bit unknown. Yeah, it's a bit unknown.
The difference, Phil, is Ethan wasn't looking for himself.
It's unknown
that
to
makes
you,
sense.
and it's unknown to a lot of different people because it's more of a native thing. The natives pray to the spirit gods. They pray to them, and they ask for things. They ask for rain. They ask for food. They ask for what we're going to do during war, and they get answered back. The chief does is what they say. So that's different than ours. Ours is don't ask for nothing. Don't ask. Don't, you know what I mean? God works his ways in a certain ways and this and that. But certain religions ask because the native.
What about the Blackfoot? The Blackfoot tribe and the Blackfoot and the Cree, they both celebrate. And one of the things that they do is they do the sun ritual. Okay, and the sun ritual, it's not a nice ritual. It's not a good one. Okay, because they they pierce their chests, all right, and they have a stick, and they got to go around the stick. And one person, okay, does the sun ritual, and he goes around. He's tethered to the stick in the ground, and he has to stay awake, no food, no drink, nothing for 2-3 days, and he just goes around in a circle until he reaches such a point of exhaustion, and weakness, that it's at that point that his body starts then to hallucinate. Yeah, it hallucinates.
Blackfoot Indian too.
Yeah,
I am.
You are,
and that's that.
Nice
to meet you, my friend. I'm
Lakota.
Yeah, sorry, Daniel.
It's
nice you could make it, brother.
We've
got Daniel from the Wrangler groups. I mean, everyone's heard of the Wrangler groups on Facebook. They're everywhere, man. They're you guys are just rampant on Facebook. Larry, Larry, Ethan, Ethan Oates, Natalie. She's also the host as well on the show, and of course Tonya, lovely Tonya. Interesting lady, Daniel.
I am Blackfoot Indian though.
Nice.
I'm part Blackfoot.
Are you?
So what's your religion? What's your religion?
Cool.
Me, I'm
Do you
not
believe in your
religious.
native ways, or do you believe in the other
I'm just
way?
gonna say I'm spiritual.
Wait,
I'm not
answer.
religious.
Not be afraid to ask for anything Blackfoot anymore.
Yeah, I'm into the spirituality and all that stuff. I'm not religious. Just
Okay.
that. You know.
That's how I am.
But
I consider myself, I'm not religious, but I do
yeah,
pray to the spiritual gods, and
yeah,
I'll say not every day, but off and on. But other than that, I'm just,
yeah,
I'm a peaceful, loving person, and I just,
Mm.
yeah.
shit happens. It's like
It does. It does.
Yeah. I should really say Daniel Oki.
Okay. I do know that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Skinny Mustin.
Hurston, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. What I found interesting, Tonya, with yourself, is the interactions also that your son had. But how old was he when he first started seeing this entity in your house?
What? No. What now? Empty in my house.
Yeah, did he also see I can remember talking to you, and I think he also had interactions with this
With the beings, Sasquatch coming in your house. Yes, it
yeah.
happens. And you said there was somebody else that had those experiences. So you didn't say
Several.
who it was, but
Yeah. Several people I know have had that taken reports on
Mm.
2, maybe 3 of them.
one
Where
time
they
I
know where to
seen
open these portals.
they showed themselves to me, and it was semi-transparent. I could see a little bit of them, the outline. And what it put me in mind of is like static on a TV, but it was
Yeah.
black. That's
Like
what it
cellophane.
like.
Called the cellophane theory.
No, I mean, it kind of looked like static on a TV, but real light. You really had to look to see that. But semi-cloaked, I guess, one time, and that night I was very sick. I was very, very ill, and I think they was concerned about me because I was vomiting and I was in bad shape, and I was by myself that night, and they knew that, you know. But that's been the only time that I've seen them in the house, and it was just barely, semi. I guess you'd say semi cloak. I don't know what word you would use for it, but
Cloaked, yeah.
Mm.
there is something that I have discovered in the last year or two that is interesting, and it's a theory. I'm not putting it out there like it's fact. It's just a theory. But I study astrology and galactic astrology, and I've learned kind of through the communication part, just a little bit of this and that. But I kind of put some stuff together, and I'm wanting to put it out there what I found. But Dogman, their origins, the species where they come from, is where I think it's Cyrus, the star Cyrus A or B. That's where a lot of the cryptids come from. Originate from.
Yeah.
Now I know I'm probably the first person that's ever put that kind of information out about them, but it's called the dog star. For heaven's sake, Cyrus
What was
A
it called?
and B. It's called the dog star.
Dog star. Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look it up.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I've never looked into mermaids, but they say the mermaids come from. I don't know if it's A or B, Cyrus A or B. But some cryptids originate. This is their origin, where they come from, Cyrus A or B. and it's the dog star. Cyrus is the brightest star during the wintertime here in the Kentucky at night. It's the brightest star, and it's the closest. It's close to us. I need to read and see how many miles, 1,000 miles or whatever. It's 8.66 light years away.
Wow.
Now, have you
Close
all heard
stars,
about
yeah.
that? Any, or am I the first person that's ever?
Okay.
No, I haven't heard of it.
View Sirius.
Oh.
Sirius, the brightest star
Sirius,
in the
yeah.
night sky.
It is during the winter here in Kentucky, y'all.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
8.6 light years away, and they call it the dog star. I wonder why. You know, it makes you wonder.
Yeah, right. How much
That's
do you
good to
know
me.
about, I quote now, how much do you know about the brightest star of the night sky, Sirius, and its constellation? Canis, get this, Canis Major.
Yeah.
For example, did you know that Canis Major contains a star that is actually way brighter than Sirius?
No, I didn't know that. I haven't looked.
Absolute
I
magnitude.
haven't looked at which, you know, I just know that part of the information.
Oh yeah, no,
I've
I'm just
heard of Canis Major.
I'm just
Is that how
quoting
it's
him,
pronounced?
Tonya. That's all. I'm just okay. Sirius name meaning searing or scorching in Greek. It's also commonly known as the dog star because it is the brightest star in the constellation Canis Major, which means big dog in Latin. And that is it. That's the constellation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sirius
That is
itself,
quite right.
Sirius, is right on the chest plate
Sirius.
there.
I was pronouncing it wrong, but yeah. If I
Oh,
don't
that's
know,
fine. I'm not, you know,
now like with people, I can even look at people's galactic astrology, and you know, astrology, and then there's galactic astrology.
Cool. I haven't heard of that one.
yeah,
I know I get
yeah.
into some weird stuff, you know. Yeah.
So do we think
The crazy thing about it, Tanya, is when I see these creatures, I see a lot of them together. I'll see a Bigfoot creature with a dog man. I'll see a dog man having a Bigfoot head come out of his shoulder, or vice versa. I see this creature that I see can morph into different looking creatures.
Well,
That's
you know,
what
none of
I've
us,
seen go on, and I have pictures of it.
we're not from Earth. Earth is a school.
Well, yeah.
Or so advancement. That's what it is. We're not from here. And their origins, from what I've gathered recent, you know, like the last year or so, I've been looking into this. That seems to be, you know, where they might originate. Now, I'm not putting it out there as fact. It's just a theory of mine.
You might be right. Who knows? You know, we don't know.
You know, I've looked into my own origins, you know, past lives. I'm all the time looking into stuff like that, past lives and everything. That interests me. But I just research that stuff that normal people don't research, I guess, because
Have
nobody's
you ever seen them change like into different things in front of you or anything?
Well,
Besides
Sasquatch,
Dogman
they can
or the Bigfoot?
not Dogman, no, but Sasquatch, they can turn into things.
Like, have you watched them ever change into anything or anything? Like for instance, check this out. I circled the head.
Let me see here.
You can see the eyeball perfectly clear if you look.
Yeah.
That's about 20-foot head, alien head, coming in between two trees.
The alien, yeah.
And you see how he's forming, and you can see the invisible, but you're seeing the green leaves, but you're seeing him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're there's a connection between.
I watch
us
them.
and-
I watch them open portholes like that
Mhm.
right in front of me, where it's 10 feet away from me, where I can.
Yeah,
I feel like maybe I should just walk in there, but then I'm like, I got boys, I got young kids. I
I
can't.
wouldn't dare walk in.
I'm like, if I didn't have kids, then I probably would just do it just to see. I've came close, but
There was a researcher. He was a Sasquatch researcher. He passed away back when I.
Carpenter.
Oh gosh, I don't know how long. It's been a long time.
About a year.
And he
years now?
stepped into a portal by accident when he was out researching, and he said it looked prehistoric.
oh yeah, I got pictures of them where they open the door and the door is like perfectly. You can tell it's a door.
Yeah,
and you can see all around the door. It looks like almost like an old ancient castle. Where you can't see any windows, but it looks like brickwork. And you can see I have tons of pictures of them. Well,
That's
probably
Scott Carpenter.
probably about
Imagine doing
11
research
different
and-
portholes that were right next to me where I'm
Uh-huh.
like thought to myself, are you trying to tell me to come in? Are you trying? Because to me, with my ordeal, I have so many encounters with different creatures that I try to understand why and what's going on. Why am I being contacted? Because it's got to be dangerous for them to contact with one of us as well.
Well, this researcher got packed off by Sasquatch, and he fired his gun, and it dropped him to the ground. But
Yeah, I would never.
He
I would
actually-
never take
That's
a gun
Scott
against
Carpenter.
that shit.
he
Scott
actually
Carpenter
went back
was
researching after that. I
Pinnacle
would
of
quit.
science.
I would quit if that happened.
I would
Scott
never
actually
do
has
that.
a picture where he's walking forward and he's got the camera that's faced in the back, and you can see this round portal open. Something
Oh,
stepped
I
out.
know. I've seen that, Daniel. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a video. The
mhm.
guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
He faced the
Scott
camera
Carpenter.
backwards on him as he was walking, like Daniel's saying, and you can
Yep.
see the
Opens
porthole
up.
with a big ape-looking creature sitting there.
Yeah, and that was in.
that is actually a very smart move. I want to tell everybody, because if you go walking in the woods, take your camera and turn it around. and
I
see
used to
what's
do it.
happening, because behind your back shit happens.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it does.
That's what
I-
we
I
had done
captured
at
some things
when I was at
at the
Daniel
state
Boone.
park.
I mean, we would turn fast and you could hear the rustling of the leaves.
Yeah.
But when you're going forward, there's nothing.
Yep.
But they had that one, and then even Daryl and Martin both have seen that kind of a purplish, I don't know, fog where it steps out and it was down on the ground and it stood up, and that was exactly from LBL. You were in Ethan. You were in LBL with them, right?
I got pictures of on a street in the LBL, and there's a fog. It looks like fog going across the street, and it's not fog. When you zoom in, you can see that they are creatures, and they're walking across the street, and they look just like fog. It's like, oh my god! If you were from a distance, you would think it's fog. So from now on, when it's
dry
fog,
ice,
I don't mess around. You know what I mean? I got
I'm
pictures
saying,
of that shit.
Martin and Daryl didn't know anything about that either until it happened, and they were like, but you also have to understand that you have to be very careful of the radiation if you go into a portal. Not to mention you're not coming back, but that's why a lot of these guys are getting sick. It's because the amount of radiation, and you can gauge it in the air after the portal opens or closes, or even that metal slamming door.
Yep.
You'll get radiation coming from it.
And
So-
I believe what Daniel just said with the slamming door. I believe that's the portholes that open up and shut in the woods. And a lot of times when they snatch people up, or you hear of somebody getting missing, and they're like, "Oh, I heard the slamming noise, and that's all I heard."
Yeah,
that's because they took them in there. They shut.
I've got recordings.
Other dimensions.
I've got recordings of doors slamming in the forest. This
There
is
you
like
go.
2 a.m. in the morning. Metallic sounds.
Exactly.
Grating,
Metallic on cement is
stuff
what
like
Martin
that.
said.
Has anybody heard a loud bell, like them old timey bells that used to be at churches? The real big old timey bells. You hit it and it just rings for a long time. I heard that once when I was out researching at that park.
Well, I think a lot of a lot of it has to do with the sound and the frequencies of opening portals.
Yes.
So if they can, and since these, Bigfoot and Sasquatch are vibrate at such a high frequency that they're able to open these portals, open and close whenever they want.
Whenever
I think
they
that's
want.
what a lot of them are hearing. Yeah.
And
There's
I
also
believe they
another
can
one
change
called,
their looks like that, just like you just said. It just because they can the frequency. It's all about that frequency, man. And
nobody really looks into that as much as I would have. I mean, frequencies throughout time have always been a thing, and for them to be coming out through these portals just by hearing these metal sounding on cement, like scraping. There's even called sky trumpets, or what a lot of people are seeing now, right before it opens that portal. Yeah, there's a lot to them.
No, I think you're right. Definitely, it's that's why I think a lot of times, and you saying about camera as well, Ethan, on your back, really good idea. And the first guy that started doing that,
it really is, because when you turn your back, is when they do what they do.
Rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, Scott is where I learned it from.
Yeah,
and that's
really good idea. I just use I've got one of these security guards. I've got it clips on the camera that clips on, and it can it's indestructible camera. I got one of these, and I just because it's got a big crocodile clip on it, I stick it in the backpack facing backwards.
Yeah, I've got
just
4 GoPros that I use that way.
Yeah, it's a good idea to use.
You're not going to catch anything in front of you; it's always behind you, because that's when they got that Dogman Scott Carpenter did.
And it's always like kind of and you might as well forget it. Trail cams, in my experience now, forget trail cams.
No, that's because they can see IR lighting.
I caught an image of something on my trail cam that I had in my backyard many years ago.
Yeah,
and I'll have to send it to you, Phil. You could tell it has hair, and
I'd love to.
Somebody said they seen a Sasquatch face. I couldn't see it. It's unusual. I'll send it to you. I mean, I'll find it and send it to you. It was on video though. I had my trail cam set to take video only. And what it done, it captured this image, and the video was running, but the camera was malfunctioned.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing that happened to us in the Daniel Boone a couple of weeks ago. When we were filming, I checked I had 5 video cameras and 6 GoPros. We ended up having to use our phone because one of my cameras said insert SD card.
Yeah, it malfunctioned.
It was already in there. And so all the other ones, batteries, boom, gone, dead. And we were maybe 200 feet in from the road. That was it. And it killed them like quickly. So we had to use our phones. That was all the footage we could get.
High energy, man. High energy. You're near high energy, it's going to make energy act up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here you go, crazy. Phil. There's a pyramid for you. I'm going to try to.
Oh, is that one?
Oh, wow.
Between the trees. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see part of it, yeah.
Can you see it, Daniel?
Yeah.
Harry, can you see
it? So you're talking, and that's the other thing, too. Trees are portals.
Okay, now look.
That's what Sasquatch come in and out of.
There he is there.
There you go, yeah.
Whoops. I'll zoom in better so you can kind of see that.
Yeah,
that glow. The trees.
Yeah.
Between 2 portals. That's why you have to worry about going through 2 trees that look similar.
Yes, and Daniel, what Daniel's talking about is when these portals open up and do stuff like that, then it's almost like seeing a dimensional creature. So I'm going to show you, for instance, a picture, and then you tell me if you think something's funny about the picture. And then I'm going to notice funny.
Okay.
There's a picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
The exact same trees right next to each other.
Does it look
same
funny?
Growth rate and everything.
Do you see the same trees?
Yeah.
You do, Daniel? That's when you start seeing creatures.
The shimmer. And you got the shimmer.
That's when you start seeing the creatures. Now I outline that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
There's an invisible creature standing there, and it's causing the paranormal to happen.
And that's where that cellophane
you can see his foot.
Yeah.
Part of him is appearing.
Yeah.
And then
that's exactly
over there, you can see part of his head.
That light. Yeah.
You can see part of his head. And you can see them
That's a great picture.
That's a lot of
Incredible.
times when this happens, paranormal happens. I guess you can call it paranormal. Two of the same trees, two of the same stump, two of the same rock on the ground, and then you're looking and you're going, why does that look like something's funny? Stop,
It is.
take a look, and then you'll start going, it's two of the same exact trees. What the hell?
Exactly.
Something's
And that's where
going
you'll
on
see
there.
that cellophane looking.
Yes, I
like
find
you're
them
looking through cellophane.
constantly that way. Constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly paranormal, and then I'll find creatures, major
Orbs, UFOs after that. They're all within that same area.
Yeah, they are quite right. No, Daniel, you're completely spot on with UFOs as well. Exactly, they have the same trait. They have that same
Another
every
thing.
time you try and photograph them. They just like
Look how
kind
the
of-
ground turns
Hold it there a
red.
minute.
Oh wow. Oh, you can see that one.
It just
That's
everything
crazy.
will start to change. The ground
Yeah.
will turn red or purple, and you can go, "Wow, that's not right."
That's
And
exactly.
it's not the
That's
whole
what.
entire ground; it's just an area.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's what Martin and I had been talking about too. Is he's seeing that same thing, and not to go through it, but they're the
Yep.
exact. They're like photographic, perfect
Yes.
copies of each other. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do any of you have UFO sightings during your cryptid encounters? Because I do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
In fact,
I got it
that's
on
one of my
video
research
many a
areas.
times.
Yeah, because at Black Star
UFOs.
Canyon, that's all that stuff happens. And once you see a Dogman or you see a Bigfoot or a UFO, everything comes in.
Yeah.
I know.
Like
And I take it as a sign of this is they trust you.
Mhm.
You're not trying to
Mhm.
harm them. And once
Yeah.
they understand that you're not afraid and you can see where all this stuff happens, you'll go home and you'll see ghosts in your house that you never thought were there.
Mhm.
I think it's a trust theory.
Yeah, Daniel's
you know,
right. I believe the same
See
thing.
that.
I'm told Phil
Yeah.
that even. It's a
Exactly,
trust
yeah.
thing. It's a that's why I have no bad encounters whatsoever. I have
Now, a lot of
and
people
when I
do
do
because
start to have a bad encounter, like I'll be in the bedroom and all of a sudden this big black thing starts to come through my door, which I can't even see a face on
Yeah.
it. It's just black, like a big
Yeah.
black thing, fur black poofy thing coming through the door. I'll say,
black masses.
stop. I'll yell stop real loud and mad and stern, and it instantly stops. And then no activity for hours and hours or the night even.
Yeah. Well,
It's
that's another thing too, is you see these huge orbs come in, and I think it's one way of transporting from one side to another without being something huge and standing above you and towering in, and you freak out and run. It's just one of those. Okay, he's not going to run off and tell everybody about it. He's not going to, we can trust him enough to where we can start showing ourselves in different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the orb pictures I have, you can actually see in the orb, and you can see creatures standing
You
in
see
the
the
orb,
faces.
flying it.
Yeah.
They're flying it.
Yeah.
It's a flying machine. They're
Yeah,
flying
and you'll see
somehow in
faces.
that. Mhm.
The faces, and then people are like, oh, well, you can't, in that orb, you can't see a face. It's pareidolia. And I'm like, no, it's not, because if it was, it would be the exact same eyesight, would be, or eyes would be on the exact same. No, they're faces. So it's crazy,
Yeah.
but I think it's all together, all knitted
Yeah,
together.
it is.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
Daniel,
is.
I gotta say, Daniel, one thing. Boy, you've lost some weight, man.
Yeah, being sick, it doesn't help. But
Yeah.
yeah,
How are you?
There's an orb shooting lights
I'm
down,
okay.
and there's a creature in the middle of the lights. You can
see the
clearly
mouth, the
see
nose,
him
the
in
eyes,
there.
everything.
You can
That
clearly
almost
see
looks
him in
like
there.
Yeah.
that
That's
almost
what.
looks like what's that called? Where the Jesus had that shroud of Turin. That's what that looks like.
That's the light.
Yeah.
That's the orb hovered above, and it shoots down, and then it shoots the creatures out. There's all kinds of creatures were popping out, and like I'll show you. There's two of them.
Yeah.
There's one, and there's one starting to shoot the light down, but there's another red ball next to it.
Yeah.
You guys can see
Oh
it or
yeah.
not. Okay. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's right off the side of the road. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Right
Isn't
off
that
the side
crazy?
of the road. Man,
Yeah.
it's
If
a
you,
lot of people go
Ethan,
looking deep in the woods for Bigfoot. and it's-
Ethan, if you want, what you can do, send me a copy, but as much uncompressed copy as you've got. So send it in a way which email is quite good, not is better anyway. And then I'll stick it through some software that I've got, okay, to try and clear it up a bit.
Nice,
Okay.
man.
The
Yeah.
I got
software
a
I
couple
use,
things that I'll send you. I got a Bigfoot carrying an alien that I want to
Yeah.
send
Oh,
you.
really?
Clear that up. Yeah. I'll pull that up right now and try to show you. But if it was
Jeez.
cleared up a little bit, it would be better. But this is
Yeah.
right off the side of the road, right in front of my eyes. For some reason,
Wow.
they trust me. They don't care.
Yeah.
And just like Daniel was saying, I have this trust bond, and
Yeah.
it's weird.
A bond, exactly.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's I don't get it, but I try to understand it, but I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Just bear with me. I got thousands and thousands
How
of
did-
pictures.
Daniel, how did it go on location with your filming?
It was good, except for everything died. It
Right.
was, I mean, I had SD cards. Everything was perfect. I checked them 15 minutes before we left to go
Yeah.
to Daniel Boone. And we showed up. We went right past that sign, welcome to Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
Gone. All of it. Everything. Except our phones. And we couldn't figure out why that was.
I used to go and rent a cabin there one weekend a month when I lived in Lexington when I was going to college there.
Oh, you're in Lexington?
Yeah, I lived in Lexington for quite a few years, and I worked at Walmart there on New Circle Drive. And
So yeah, you're right down where we had the conference at.
and I used to get a cabin there at the Natural Bridge, Red River Gorge area, and we'd rent a cabin 1 weekend a month there. That was my escape to get away from work.
Oh yeah.
But I never researched there. I was there a couple of years ago and never did research.
Yeah.
But I heard them there. And that's another thing. If I go anywhere, they're around.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And it's, I mean, that's what the great part about Lexington is. You can be right there in the city, and it's
Well, I
you
didn't
can
have
go
no
back behind the
encounters.
hotel and see something.
There's
I
the one I want you to clear up.
I didn't
circled
have
the
no
Bigfoot.
encounters, man.
The
This was
alien's
years
not
ago.
circled. The Bigfoot is circled, and then I'll show you the next one with the alien sir. I don't know how good you can
Oh.
see it on here, but
Yeah, not bad from here.
okay, ready?
Yeah.
That's the alien.
Yeah,
Oh, no kidding.
I
You can
believe
see-
it.
No
you can
way,
see- you can
really?
see the head right there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Where'd
That's
you get
what I
that one
want
at?
you to clear up, Phil. There's the full picture.
Yeah.
Carrying that thing like it's a mama
Wow.
or it loves it.
There's a connection there, that's for sure. I
Yeah,
noticed that
it's
years
not.
ago.
It's not an enemy. He's not going to eat it. There's a connection, I believe.
There's a
Oh
connection
yeah.
of some sort.
I see them all together all
we're-
the time.
Yeah,
Oh.
I see the UFOs all the time around here. I
Yeah.
got them on video, and at the same time, I'm having a Sasquatch encounter. Something like that
Mhm.
happened. I look up in
Yeah.
the sky, and there's blinking lights. I mean,
Yeah. There's
It
so
happened
many people that have said that, and I never caught on for the first couple of years. And I'm like, there's got to have something to do with it. It does.
it
And
does. Yeah.
So,
it
so
does.
when they try to scare me or come out at like say a 20-foot head with a big eyeball comes
Mhm.
out, you can perfectly see it looks like an alien head.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know what are you supposed to do? Run? Well,
Yeah.
I'm on the
There's
side
no
of the
running.
street. I'm walking down the side of my street in the little town I live in, and there's a car coming down the street. So I figured I'm not going to run. There's a
Not gonna
car. If it's going to eat me, it's going to eat me in front of the car right now.
Yeah.
I stood
Yeah.
there and I looked and I watched, and I noticed that I didn't get scared. So it didn't really
Yeah.
want to. It didn't do anything. After it just showed itself. That was it. It just came out and went like that and looked at me and moved its head and kind of faded back. It was like there's
Kind of
no,
like can you see me? Here I am.
yeah.
No.
And I mean, I taught myself not to be scared because I thought if I'm scared, it's
But-
going to turn it
but-
on. almost like
Yeah.
turning
So-
a cat on or a lion to a mouse. You know what I mean? It's going to turn fear on, and maybe they thrive off fear.
So
If-
can I ask a question, Mike? Look, can I ask a question? We all have we've all had whether it be paranormal like with Natalie, whether it be Dogman, whether it be Bigfoot, we've all had, and a lot of people watching this have had the same. Why do you think we're tagged? Why is it that us? Why is it that other people maybe coming onto the YouTube, seeing us and going, "What a bunch of nut jobs! I've never seen anything like that."
Well, see,
What are these
that's
guys on?
that's the
Yeah,
trust
yeah.
fund.
Do you know what I mean?
believe-
What, and I can't blame them saying that. I can't blame
I believe
anyone
what
saying
Daniel said just a few minutes ago, that
Trust.
once they make a contact and they know you're okay with it, then they know they can contact through you, and they can try to, you have to think of this. What do they want? And for you to even place yourself, say the movie The Ghost. The guy dies. If you guys ever seen movie Ghost, the old one.
that. Yeah.
And the guy dies, he gets killed or whatever, and he tries to contact his wife or his lover. And
Spoiler alert.
how do you do that? You know what I mean? Even if you could come into another dimension, are you going to accept the way I looked? Me and Phil talked about it on the last show. Are you going to accept the way I look? I'm going to come as your mother. I'm going to come as your best friend that passed away. That way you sit there and go, "Oh, Mike, how are you been?" And we don't have a bad contact. If we have a bad contact, I have feelings too. Even though I look like a creature, I might have feelings too. And that might hurt my feelings that you got scared of me.
Yeah.
Or piss me off because I keep trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Hard thing.
ask
It's a hard
Natalie. I mean, the spirits feed off of fear. So once you've got established that trust, why is it that spirits will feed off of your fear or excitement and even anxiety, from what I've heard?
Yes.
So why is it doing that? But everything else, you just kind of trusted.
They
Once
do feed
certain
off
point.
fear, and if anything, what they do is they propagate that fear to a certain degree. They propagate the fear so that it makes you more fearsome.
And the more fearsome you get, like Phil's saying, the more they do it, the more stronger it gets with scaring you.
Yeah.
But where do you go with Dogman? So why would Dogman follow you all the way through into a place, scare the hell out of you, then turn around, walk away, and smile, laugh at you as they're walking away? It's got to be feeding off fear to feed something else. But what did they do up to that point? We don't know why they do that. So it's crazy.
I almost feel like what Daniel's saying right now is that this is my point of view, and it doesn't mean it's true. I'm trying to figure it out just as well as anybody, and nobody's a professional. So, as much interaction as I do have, which I have interaction with a lot of different creatures. I have not had communication where we talked. And I'm nervous of that. And I've been told to try to do it, but I think they know it would scare me. So that's why they don't do it. Like Daniel said, they sent you. And I think they think that, hey man, Ethan will get scared if we go, "How you doing, Ethan?" Or whatever. The fucking hair is gonna stick up, I'm gonna freak out, They're like, he's not ready for it. That's what I think they know.
Point.
And so therefore they contact me in certain ways, and I'll have a lot of shit go down in my house to where actually my fiance she gets scared shitless, where she's like, "Ugh," and I'm like, just ignore it, ignore it, just say, "Leave me alone, stop," and it'll stop. And
it stops,
and she's like, it gets her like that. And I'm like, don't let it do that. And to me, it seems like they'll try. They'll go, "Boo, I'm this kind of creature. What the hell are you going to do? What's these 6 people going to do? Is one of them going to run?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if there's no problem, because I have found these creatures can have babies, either that or they have babies with them. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
So, a mama bear, You can't go near a mama bear's baby 50 feet, 100 feet away. She'll come leave those babies and attack you. And so I think that when people go in the woods and they get too close to the babies,
or the nesting sites, or the
it's on. You got to think of it. All animals protect their babies. We are the only ones that can't protect our babies.
Ethan, what I want to do, what I'd like to do, guy, I want to bring Natalie and Larry into this a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I wanted to ask, first of all, with Larry, why do you think that with something like Dogman, why do you think it is built the way it's built? Why has it got the claws? Why is it so predatory looking? I mean, why do you think it would? I mean, there is nothing on God's earth which could really take a Dogman down. So from an evolutionary point of view, why is it built that way?
I'd say mostly through intimidation, to intimidate what's around. And like you said, instill fear. These dogmen have been around for thousands of years. I mean, the Greeks talked about them. The Native Americans talked about them.
It's on the pyramid.
Into what we see today.
Yeah.
Natalie, from a paranormal point of view, because your background is more on paranormal, with ghoulies and ghosties, we often find with them, we often find that where they are is in the most inhospitable, most sensory deprived locations we could possibly want to go to. Who really, unless you're starring in a horror movie, why would you go down that dark staircase into that dark cellar? You wouldn't, unless you're being paid and you're an actor. But
fascination.
It's the same. Yeah, well, yeah, there is that, but it's the same thing. Why do you think, and do you think that the same entity is linked, like Daniel's saying? Do you think that what we're dealing with the paranormal, with the ghosts, has the same ends to it? It seems to be it does, that it wants to scare and intimidate and it seems to want to bring out that fear factor in us. Do you think that I'm right, or I'm barking, pardon the pun, up the wrong tree?
I don't know, because if you want to be left alone, where do you go? To the places where nobody else is. And then if somebody comes into a place, what do you want to do? Scare them off. So it's like, it's like, are they wanting the fear, or are they just trying to make you go away? Because I don't know, because it's like, for me on the paranormal lot, that there's all different levels. So like you say with the Bigfoot and that, it's like, I mean, I've not had anything to do with Dogman that I'm aware of, but it's like, I do find, like with spirit, there's different levels of interaction. So it's like with me, that when you say anything about like telling them to go away, it's like with me, they would just like, we're not going to go away until you acknowledge what we're trying to get you to do.
But
so it's like, once I started doing it,
Natalie, are you serious about it? Because
it's like I've like you guys, I've spent my entire life not wanting to deal with any of these things. It's like, I just wanted a quiet life. So basically, I tend to be
really serious about it, and you have to believe in it. Because if you're just like, I'll go away like it's a joke, it's not going to go away. You got to.
It's like, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want anything to do with them. I'd like to say, I'm terrified of Bigfoot, terrified of aliens. I always believed in ghosts, but never wanted anything to do with them. And they want to do with me. And it's like, they would not go away until I actually dealt with them, dealt with the whatever they wanted me to do. So it's like, what I found was they escalated. And the more I ignored them, the more they escalated, until in the end I had to accept whatever it was that they wanted. And so with spirit particularly, I tend to be of the opinion that spirit gets what spirit wants, and I've got no opinion in the matter.
Yep.
And it's like, and it's the same with the Bigfoot thing. It's like, you know, I've never seen anything, unlike everybody else. I've never had like encounters like when I was little, so I've been like a slow burn. And it's like, it's basically, we want to interact with you, and it's like, because it's like, I don't know what the because is, because I don't particularly want it to go in the other direction a lot of the time, so I've ended up in it because it won't go away. So it's like, but again, with a lot of the entities that hide, it's like the fear factor is not necessarily the ones that are coming to you and making you scared, may be feeding off of it. The ones that are hiding in the abandoned locations want to be left alone, quite possibly. And the fear thing is their like defense mechanism to try and make you go away. And it's like what you were saying earlier about Tanya, you were saying about like the sounds of everything. It's like, you know, in paranormal investigations, very often everyone hears the growling and they just go straight to demons. It's like, I'm thinking, well, maybe it's not a demon from what you were saying. Maybe it's a dogman. And it's you know, it's sort of like living in, it's got a portal in the cellar or something, and it wants you to go, you know, it's sort of growling to make you go away from it, or what, for whatever reason. So it's making me wonder actually whether the growling is actually not necessarily the demonic dark entity, or whether it is something like a dogman.
Sasquatch ain't the only ones that growl. I've had an entity or something, a bad spirit in my house before, and I was growled at.
Yeah.
So no, it's not just Dogman and Sasquatch. Spirits can also growl.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that they can't, but it's just making me wonder if some of the growling that we're hearing isn't spirit in paranormal investigations. It could well be entity, cryptid, and we're not going that way because we're looking for ghosts, if you know what I mean.
Dogman is connected to the spirit world, and Sasquatch is too. They have they can go to the spirit world. It's a long story. How I know that, but I know for a fact they can.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. Basically, they used to have Dogmen watch over Native American warrior mounds.
Yeah, they're connected to the spirit world, and Sasquatch. I'll tell you one thing happened to me that the Sasquatch done to make me know this for a fact. I had my best friend was murdered. Her and her husband was murdered in November 1st, 2013. And well, I had the Sasquatch. I was laying on the couch, and I went to sleep, and they took me it was a vision. Okay, they took me to somewhere. And they took me to her, and I hugged her and cried. And they grabbed me and took me away, but they took me to her. And that's how I know for a fact. I know it wasn't a dream; it was a vision. You know, I mean, I don't want to get. It's kind of emotional for me to talk about, but.
Yeah.
They somehow knew that I was connected to her, or I was friends with her. They took me to her. She didn't talk though. I spoke to her, but she didn't speak to me. I guess in the spirit world, wherever she was, they came. I don't know what the situation about that is, but I do know that Sasquatch. It brought a smile to my face. It really did when it was over, and I knew they were a part of it. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you feel safe. So you feel okay with them then?
Yeah, I knew it was Sasquatch that took me to her, and she was murdered in 2013. This was afterwards. I don't know exactly when, but yeah. And after that, she visited me in my dreams. Now it was dreams twice after that.
Does she speak in your dreams?
No,
No.
no. It's wait. I'm trying. It's been a while. I asked her. I said, "What happened?" And she told me that this was the last dream I had. And she did speak. She said that I got sick and they brought me back to life. That's what she told me. Because I wondered, I didn't know the whole story of what happened when she was murdered. And I asked her in the dream, and it might have been me astral traveling to her. I don't know what the deal. I just know it was a dream. And she did speak back, and she said she got sick, and they brought her back to life. That was her exact words, and that's all she said to me.
Wow.
I've had a lot of weird experiences.
Yeah.
So I talked to a lady, and the lady I was telling earlier that, you know, she was psychic, and she said that a lot of people that have encounters with these creatures or see them have a psychic ability, that falls in that ability. And she claims that a lot of people that have these encounters, like, you know, their whole life, like Phil and stuff, that are star child.
Star seeds.
Yeah,
Starseeds.
star
Yeah.
children. So I'm like, okay, and that they are here for certain reasons that they have to figure out. It might be here to introduce these creatures to the population by talking about them like we are on here doing. That might be your role, Phil. I don't know. You
I
know what I mean?
wondered if
Maybe.
Sasquatch and
Maybe,
Dogman, if they're attracted to people that are star seeds.
Yeah.
Because it's galactic, you know, I mean,
But
I don't know if I'm for sure a starseed or not. I know I have had past lives and stuff. I know of 2, 3 of them, but I don't know for sure. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've looked at my galactic chart, and
I've seen psychic stuff before, and I've never really kind of took to it. Like, I didn't know, you know, is this real or not? But that lady that got online with me and interviewed me, before we started the interview, she just ran right at me. She knew everything about me that isn't even out there. And I'm like, and she knew what I did yesterday, even. I'm like, okay. And then I think she did that purposely to blow my mind, for me to go, okay, and shut up and listen to her. You know what I mean? She knew exactly where I went the day before she told me. And I'm like, whoa. And so it made me feel like, okay, something's up here. You know what I mean?
if we put pieces together, like for a start, the growling. I've always, whenever I've heard Dogman, it's always been like, you know, the Cajun down Louisiana when they got the Cajun band and they got the washboard on the chest. Imagine a long washboard on your chest, like maybe about 6 foot in length, and you've got a bag, a Hessian bag full of something heavy, like a heavy balls or something on it. And you just run it down that washboard really slowly, but really put a bit of pressure on it. And it's that kind of like almost infrasound growl. It's like a very low, drawn out.
Yeah, no, I've heard that many a times.
Yeah, that's the
especially at the
Dogman kind
cemetery.
of. Yeah, that's like a male alpha, kind of like a growl. That's a proper, and it's almost, it's very low, very powerful, but it's almost on the borders of what we can hear and what we can't hear frequency wise. It's like infrasound. You hear it more inside yourself than you do in your ears, you know. You kind of like can hear it inside you, you know, like being in some club next to a speaker that's bouncing out some real heavy bass line, you know. It's like something you feel inside more than you do in your ears.
The deepness of the sound alone will scare the shit out of you. It's like a lion letting off. You know, that's just the old chest rumbles. It's like, you know, whoo.
Yeah. And the paranormal side, when I've been on paranormal stuff and I've heard growling, it has been more like it's different. It's not the same. It's more of a kind of like a laughing, lighter sort of growl, but it's got an
pitched.
air of it's got an air of edginess to it. It's got an air of taking a piss, basically. It's got that sort of like that
Penny.
slightly out of reach. You can't get to it, slightly out of reach. But with the Dogman one, it's different because it's, as I say, it's more internal, it's more personal to you. Whereas with a growl you hear in a paranormal, it's something more audible. It's an audible growl. But I think all these things are kind of linked together. And I think what Tonya mentioned earlier in the program, she said that we're not indigenous to this planet. Now that kind of like, when you tally that together, she is onto something. So there's a guy called Ellis De Silva who wrote a book, and basically the whole book is about how he believes that we're not indigenous to this planet because of certain traits. We suffer with sunburn. We
Lower frequency.
Neanderthal man had like kind of heavy forehead, you know.
We have to build to adapt to the weather conditions on this planet. We have to have air conditioners to stay cool because we can't tolerate the
clothing.
heat.
We had clothing. Why did we have clothing?
I mean,
we had like you say, we had clothing because so that then increased us losing even more hair. Giving birth, childbirth is really traumatic for a human adult female. Is really quite traumatic on the body.
Earth is just a school for your soul advancement. You know, most people have past lives. You're here to learn for soul advancement. That's what you're here for. You didn't come from Earth.
It's interesting you say that, because with some of the aliens, their civilization is dying because they don't have the soul.
There's different species of alien. We are alien. I mean, you can laugh all you want at me, but look it up.
We're all part of it. We're all part of it. You know, they say the ones that have say, we don't know if it's true, but there's people out there that say they have got hair from Bigfoot or DNA, and that it's got a portion of our DNA in there. So no, we're all part. That's not.
Phil, I sent that picture to you of that dog man. I found it. One of them. One of the pictures.
Maybe we're just 6 aliens here that can't get with the grip. We can't understand we're aliens and we're dog men.
The population, part of the population, I'm gonna ask a question. Does any of you have ear ringing constantly?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, and you say, they'll say, oh, that's tendonitis. I went through 3 bottles to try to break up the earwax to get rid of that years and years ago. No, it's the planet's frequency is raising.
You can hear it.
And you're hearing that frequency, the Earth's frequency, which is raising. We're going into 5D, 5th dimension. We're in the third.
And I'm getting it more in one ear, not the other. I'm getting it in more.
That's part of the process. That's letting our bodies adjust to these new frequencies. That's why people's getting the ear ringing. That's a common symptom too. And also the geometric weather and solar flares also causes that ear ringing. It causes lots of different symptoms.
So why not? So Tonya, why not think of this? Why don't we then understand that Dogman and Bigfoot are the true indigenous peoples of this planet? They're the true protectors. So
they are.
When we go out Okay,
There's a lot
especially
more
men.
than Dogman,
right?
and there's a lot more than Dogman and Bigfoot out there.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
I have
yeah,
been
yeah. No,
through
there
it.
is
There's
for
a lot
sure.
more
Oh yeah,
different
there is.
creatures.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of different types. of
yeah,
lot
beings.
of
there is. But you know, when they meet us and they kind of like, you know, they're puffing their chest out, and they're kind of like, you know, they have this air of, well, you know, I'm going to intimidate you, okay, and I'm going to see if you run, but you're not going to run, are you? Because no one ever does run. Because for some reason, our flight,
Yeah.
fright, or fright mode doesn't seem to kick in one way or the other. I've off very often when I see them, I'm just there. I can't move. I just have to watch them. I have to
Mhm.
witness them. I have to watch them. I want to run, and I know I should run, but I don't run.
You can't
Oh,
think
I
of
don't
it.
know now.
Just
I
like
stare.
wow, and that phrase.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like they want you to witness them. They want you to witness them.
Certain
So it's
people,
much the
for some
same as
reason,
us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I met Adam, Ethan, sorry, Ethan, if I met you and you met me and we didn't really know each other, okay, then the first thing we would do as blokes would probably be puff ourselves out,
Yeah, who
you
are
know,
you? Who are
try and
you?
get on. Yeah, yeah, we would do that.
Posturing.
We would do that because
Posturing.
male instinct is to, well, you know, so especially if there's a lady involved, you know, it would be to puff ourselves out, to make ourselves look bigger, fitter, you know. I mean, I've been knackered, but you know what I mean? You'd win that hands down. But we would do that sort of thing. That's the sort of thing we do. So, but they're not doing really anything different to us. They're not doing anything
But
different.
we have to stop for a second there, Phil, with what you're saying, because now that makes you think, just like what Phil's saying. And it's not only that, if you stop yourself and think about it, what's the worst being around? The humans. The humans kill each other. The humans
Yeah.
kill each other for no reason.
More
We
threatening than
do
anything else.
nasty, sick ass shit in the world. There's all kinds of horrible stuff. We are probably one of the baddest creatures out there.
We
And
are.
for that creature to interact with us, he's gonna puff his chest
Gotta
up. He's
be,
gonna
yeah,
scare us. He doesn't trust
gotta be
us. They
posturing.
probably know what we're all about, what we do, what our people do. Not that I do it or you do it or none of us, but that gives us a bad rep because they
Nuclear
are.
wise, and well, they've had those,
And
you know,
a good
aliens
point.
do
And
that.
Ethan, you knocked the nail on the head. So that then brings my little story, my narrative. This is the end part. So because of that, how about they think to themselves, hey, these humans, all they seem to be doing is inviting down those horrible, nasty aliens. And all they seem to want to do are the real ones that hurt us, take us on board, do
The
experiments,
graves. The
focus.
graves is the ones that abduct people.
Yeah, yeah. So they are the ones where we hear all the witness testimony, every single witness testimony that says that they've always had trauma, PTSD, trauma. There's never a nice abduction by an alien. Very rare. So hey, look, if they're like kind of suspicious of us and want to, you know, you're the ones which are asking these guys to come down. You know, I'd be the same as them.
You should look at that video I posted today on
Hold
my
on,
phone.
Tanya. Let's go back to the abduction part. Tanya might have been abducted. She don't have no clue.
I think I
Coming
have.
in your house. Same with you, Phil. You might have been abducted too. You know what I
I
mean?
think I have.
I might have been abducted the night the thing was hovering above me. I didn't have a bad experience. I yelled "F you" and it took off.
I woke up with needle marks in my arm and
Some
a
people have some,
bruise
some
on
people
my
have some really
rib.
nasty stuff happen. Like Phil said, I've seen a lady. She showed me pictures of her bedroom, and there was blood everywhere.
Oh
And
God!
she said they took her back, and she showed me a picture of a spaceship that was in her front yard. She said her clothes were on backwards. Her whole bed was full of blood. She took pictures of everything and sent it to me. I'm like, it looked like somebody got murdered. And she swears up and down it was gray aliens with military men with them.
I woke up
talking
on
to
the
Travis
table
Walton and he said that.
and I looked up and they were green aliens looking down at me. And I thought it.
Travis Same.
He gave
Um,
me a picture of the spaceship, and you can zoom in and you can see it looks like
yeah.
See the eyes and
creatures
faces.
and humans in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Well, Ethan had a, which I think could well have been an alien floating above his bed, looking at him.
Mhm. Posing as a human. That's what I think.
Mm,
Trying to come
You
at
know,
me in a good way to communicate without me freaking out. And I freaked out,
yeah.
and I thought to myself, my whole entire life, I thought to myself, should I have just stuck my hand up and said like that? But then I was so scared that it could have took my life. I could have, the next day, oh, he had a heart attack while he was sleeping, or he natural caused death. Nobody knows, but I did, because it wasn't. It was a creature. Yeah. So it scared me. I was scared.
So that then brings us on to another question. Why does when people see UFOs and hotspots for UFOs, it always seems to be a hotbed also for sightings of Bigfoot and Dogman? Why is that?
Because they're linked.
Yeah,
Why do you think they're
I
linked?
think you're right.
I watched something a while back and it sticks in my mind. But it was a starseed. This little boy, he was around 8 years old. He goes on video and talks, and he supposedly is a starseed, but he does know a lot. He said the aliens, we have a commodity that the aliens want here on
Our
Earth,
souls.
and it's
They call
wood.
us soul containers.
It's wood.
It's wood.
Mm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wood. They come here for wood. And you notice how Bigfoot's all time breaking trees and all
Bigfoots don't
that.
like people cutting trees down, that's for sure. So
Well, Bigfoot's all
Well, and
time
that's
breaking
their-
trees, and they might be doing that so the aliens could come and pick up the wood. That's one of the things. That's what they're after.
Tonya, have you had missing time? I had missing time once.
Yes, at
You
my
know, I had
research
about 4 to 5 hours gone of my life.
At
Rosie
my
Jones,
research
best time I
area.
ever had.
probably abducted.
Yeah.
You both were
At the
probably
state
abducted.
park.
You just wasn't a bad one. Did you have to pee real bad? Because that's what they say a lot of times when you're abducted. And you
I
come
don't
back,
remember
you gotta
driving
pee
home or
really
anything.
bad. Like
You said that? They've
Yeah.
said that?
That's
It's
what I
That was
heard.
one of the things I talked to Travis about. Travis Walton,
Mhm.
the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
from Arizona that was he was at one of the conferences a couple of years back, and like me and Biko, we got stuck for 4 hours, and he and I started talking, and he was saying that if you really have to pee, then they've probably taken you because they do some sort of like a lactated ringer, like IV therapy was one of the ways that they introduce certain chemicals into your body for testing.
Yep.
That's weird
Yeah.
that you say that.
So it's like, when you go to the hospital and they give you that thing and you go home, you got to drink it and you got to pee so bad. And I mean, you got to pee so bad. That's how it feels when you've been abducted.
Yeah,
they
that's
say.
what
I
he
never
said.
had
That's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'll tell you what is really scary is, a lot of times especially when I'm driving off to work, I get to work and I think, I hope I didn't pass that speed camera doing like 40 miles an hour when it was a 30, or I don't remember that roundabout. You know what I mean? That happens an awful lot. And we take it for granted, don't we? What about if we're being abducted so often?
Yeah.
So often. It just it's so quick.
So Phil, later on when you're not doing nothing, send me a location of Forest Bayou, so I can go over and I can search in the UK and show you that there's creatures everywhere there.
Okay.
I'll take a bunch of pictures and I'll send them to you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'll
Please
find
do.
them if they're there.
Yeah. No, please do. That'd be great.
I'll definitely find them. If they're there.
We're getting up for nearly 3 hours now, guys. 2 hours 45.
It's been interesting.
Do you have any questions that people are asking?
Yeah, let's have a look, see what questions there is, because
Okay with me?
okay, here we go. Why do you think they are in cemeteries?
They're connected to the spirit world.
Yeah.
They have a connection with that. So yes, they're there for the spirits. They may guard the graves. I don't know.
Spirit world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
I always thought
that was there.
it was peaceful, and they didn't have to worry about. They could see people coming and going, and that's why
Yeah, and then there's no
makes more
people
sense.
hardly out there. You know, it's
You know,
Yeah.
you know, it might just be energy because they do say right now, wherever you guys are all sitting in the seats that you all are sitting in, and then you get up. When you get up, they say the next day that you have a form of energy that is still stuck in that chair from where you were sitting. And there's a program on that actually that Emma Smith talks about, and it is called it's an energy force. There's a certain name for it, and when you touch something, like I'm leaning against this desk, when I get up, now it's going to carry that energy form for so long. And they say when a person dies, that it is like a day or 2 days before that energy even leaves wherever the spot they died.
I've heard it's 6 days. The spirit leaves the body. It stays by its body for 6 days.
Yeah,
Is what
even
I
though you
read.
move that body, that energy still is there where you were.
Okay, we got another question. All right, this one is from Ready Steady Retro. It says, how many received demonic attacks after making contact with the shimmering Bigfoot type? Aka Janu. Not attacked by Janu though. Invisible or shadow type attacks. So basically, shadow beings. After somebody's, so if you've made contact with a Bigfoot, seen a Bigfoot, been near a Bigfoot, Tonya, have you had any shadow entities in your
I've
house?
seen shadow. Well, I had the paranormal going on before before they followed me home. So I can't tell if it's from them. That I don't know where, but I have in recent years woke up with a needle mark, like somebody, like how your arm looks when the nurse takes your blood. There's a little needle impression there. I woke up with that on my arms. I woke up with thumbprint bruises on my arm, my wrist. I think I'm battling or something when I'm dreaming because it just seems like I wake up all the time with bruises on it.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know what I'm doing when I'm dreaming, but I don't remember my dreams anymore either. That's really strange.
Might be being abducted.
Well, I don't
I
have
really
dreams at
think
all
that.
anymore.
I
I
think
never have any dreams.
Me
It's the
neither.
weirdest thing.
Ain't that weird, Daniel? Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I haven't had a dream in probably
I haven't either. I quit dreaming.
15 years
ago?
maybe 14 years.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, mine's about 15 years.
Yeah, it's weird. I go to sleep and
No way.
wake up just like that. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Just on occasion, I'll remember a dream. On occasion.
You don't remember? You don't remember your dreams? You don't remember your dreams?
I don't have dreams
I
anymore.
quit dreaming. Every now and then I'll remember a dream, and I think it's just a message. If I do remember a dream, I dream of floods when I remember. It's nightmares. I'm all the time dreaming.
I don't remember every dream. I don't remember every dream, but I do. There is standout dreams which I do remember, which I normally write down. But I don't remember every dream. Yeah.
The last time I had a dream was really weird because I was going through and I was at somebody's house and they had a huge forest behind him. And they said, "Oh, you can go up and hang out there, whatever." And so I went in there and I was cutting down, brush and vines and stuff like that. And this Dogman straight, I mean, in my face within probably 3 inches, I could feel the breath in my mouth, and it was really weird because he couldn't get to me. He was like pulled behind something, but I could feel it like drooling on my arms. And so I woke up real quick. My dog is barking. I hear footsteps running down the hall out my front door. I grab my gun, sit up, run out there. She's flipping out. She hears something at the front door. She's gone. She's right there. Would not leave the bed. And I was like, well, that was a crazy dream. And
put everything away, and I couldn't go back to sleep. And so I'm talking to somebody on Facebook or something like that, and I rub my arms, and I'm like, "What the heck is this?" It felt like it was like that thick corn syrup, and I had red marks wherever it was at, and that was where that Dogman was drooling, was on my arms, because I think I was trying to hold it back, and I had that, and somebody said, "Well, you're definitely going to get attacked in the next 6 years," and I was like, "Okay," but I think it was weird, because having physical effects after having a dream effect or a nightmare effect, hearing it, seeing it, stuff like that. So that's the last dream or nightmare I ever had for, God, it was at least 15 years.
That's weird, man. Maybe you were abducted that night.
Yeah,
Could
you were
be.
abducted.
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
abducted?
Did you notice did your dog act funny the next day at all? Or
Oh
was
yeah.
that normal?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well,
She wouldn't
maybe it
go.
was
She would not
abduction
leave
then,
the
man.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, because I'm thinking, if I felt it and she heard it, and I wake up and I'm hearing bipedal footsteps on the wood floor, and then the front door slam, and I got up and I went to the front door, and it was closed and it was locked, and I'm like, okay, that was a nightmare, and this and that, and then I had this slobber all over my arms. It was one of the freakiest things I've ever had.
That is crazy, Daniel. Crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard of
How many
somebody
of you?
before
How
with
many
the
of you wake
slobbery
up?
arm.
How many of you wake up to a bang in your head, and you sure that it's someone slammed the door in the house or slammed the window or something? Just a bang like that.
The
You wake
Sasquatch
up
used to
hearing
do
that.
it to me. If they know I'm having a nightmare, they would hit the house, or I'd
Wake
hear a
up.
loud bang in my kitchen.
Yep. Sasquatch is known for doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether, hey, I'm here, slap on the side of the house, or
They knew
Yeah.
I was having a
Yeah.
nightmare somehow.
Yeah.
We're here.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Could
that
be.
quite commonly. That's quite a common thing. I just like, and it's a hell of a big bang. It's like, what the hell was that? And it's like, it
Yeah.
sounded like someone, slamming the back of the side of the house.
Yeah.
Sounded
Now
like,
I've experienced that.
Natalie, quit
That's
looking
freaky.
at us like we're weird.
He knows we're weird by now.
Natalie,
She's all like
because
looking
he's
at us
like,
like,
what?
for
Why
once,
you
that
say
makes me
that?
feel quite normal.
Yeah.
Welcome
We
to
are
the
weird.
cryptid
You're
world.
not going to convince us otherwise anymore.
Welcome to the cryptid world, man.
But yeah, no.
We've got
That was the last dream I had. That was it.
Ready Steady Retro has got another question saying, how many start encountering Bigfoot interaction, help, protection after a Dogman encounter? Is this normal? How many start encountering Bigfoot interactions, either help or protection, after a Dogman encounter?
Mostly it's the
I feel like
PTSD that's after it, that is where it really, and in fact, in our groups, I have actually sought out 2 other people beside myself that are actually counselors, that they help with the PTSD for some of the wranglers that we have.
Yes, and
That's
that's
why I've got
another
both
thing
of them there.
Daniel's saying right there. When I was having my issues,
Yeah.
I reached out and thought, you know what, I'm going to interview a couple people, and I met a couple that claimed they fed and interacted with the Sasquatch, and I was like, I got to talk to them because it might help me. And so I felt like, okay, I can tell them my problem, they can tell me their problem, and when they did, it was like, okay, they're not all mean. Some people are making contacts. Some people are having friendly contacts. And I was like, okay, woo. And it just,
and I mean, and a lot of it is, it's not a matter of running into a Dogman. I've heard of people that have run into Dogman and never had any PTSD. It's when you look them in the eye is when they say that it's stealing your soul through the eyes. And that's, that's
I've looked
Dogman
alien creatures in the eye and stared at it. I mean, like, you know what I mean? And just sucked it in, and I'm like, oh my God. And I get that. I'd be all messed up for days, man.
Well,
you know,
and I have those 2 other people, the 2 other counselors that help me with the PTSD patients, and And I had said to them, I don't think that these people are crazy, because they are seeing this, Dogman or Bigfoot, and they're like, oh, no, we know exactly what you're talking about. And I said, oh, so you've had one, interaction? She's like, no, but we've had other people that have come to them and said, hey, this is what it is, to the point where you're getting somebody who has not had one of these PTSD encounters with Dogman or Bigfoot.
Yep.
And sure enough, they're vouching for him, saying, yeah, no, there are a bunch of people out there that have had looking in the eyes, and it's those orange eyes or red eyes. That's where they've got. Oh, no, we know. Trust me, it's out there. And I'm like, okay, so it's more prevalent than I thought too. So that's scary.
They probably ought to open some kind of group up where they help people like that, instead of having like the meetings and counseling where people go and talk. I mean, that probably helps people too. But
it
if
does.
they had like
We have
certain
people all
group
the time
where
saying
you
that.
could contact and just be involved with a group of people that have had encounters, good and bad, and to help you. You know what I mean?
Well, I have PTSD too, and I grew up in counseling and then now helping counsel.
Yep.
And that was one of the things that I thought, okay, well, this is what and Larry knows, our Wranglers, we have these, if I can't speak to them about PTSD, then I always have two other people that can.
Nice.
So,
That's awesome,
they've
man.
been
That's
reached out a
awesome.
couple of times. And I thought that was a really good thing to have.
That's cool.
Especially if people are going to bring their encounters to us, build a trust. We have a safe group. Anybody says anything that is, belittling or whatnot, they're gone, because these people could have, for 10, 15 years been dealing with this, and, they're afraid to say something to somebody because they'll lose their job, or there's somebody in the community, or they just think that they're crazy and this is just some weird way of coping with things. So it's a huge, it's a lot bigger than I ever would have thought that would have been, but I'm glad we did do that. So,
and that might be your making right there, Daniel. That might be why you are a star child. That might be that. It's true.
That's
just like we all have reasons. You know what I mean? We all have reasons. Look at us all. We all have reasons. Phil, you got a reason. You're helping people understand and get people's stories out there, and same with you,
and
Daniel, Larry,
Ethan, you've got your reason as well, because you've got to get out there and you've got to find these things.
Yeah.
Tonya, how do you cope?
The candlelight.
Because I say this because you've had more close interactions for quite some time now. Who do you turn to, if you don't mind me asking?
Me, myself, and I. That's it. My son, he's kind of in denial, or he just don't want to talk about it. He's got other interests. But I do tell him when I see things or I hear things. A lot of times he stays up late, he works late, and he'll be on his computer in his room, and I'll message him on the phone or holler at him and get him to check outside, because I would hear noises, and I didn't know if somebody was going through the carport, because the carport's right beside my bedroom, one of my bedroom windows. And so I I sometimes get him to go outside and check to see, make sure there ain't nobody out there.
Never know.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've had stuff stolen here before, so I have to keep an eye on. But my son is and my mom, I've told a couple of things, and I've showed her a couple of my pictures, and she's in between. I don't know if she believes me or not, really, but
some people don't want to because they get scared, I noticed.
Exactly.
Like
they don't
my
want
sister,
that in their mind too.
Yeah, one of my sisters, I showed her a picture, and I know damn well she's seen it, and I know it because it was a perfectly clear picture, and she was like, "Oh," like she ignored it, and I'm like,
"Yeah, that's what my mom done."
And then about 4 more times I did, and then finally on the 4th time I showed her, she goes, "Don't show me no more of that. I don't want to be scared."
Exactly.
That's what my mom would do. she says, "You sure that ain't a bear?" Like that one that I showed that
Yeah,
I
it ain't
took
no
a picture
bear.
of in the.
Phil
Body
said that
acting.
ain't no bear.
This is, I don't know
Yeah,
if y'all
body
could
acting.
see it, but this was
Oh, hang on. I'll make it a bit bigger. 1 minute. 1 minute.
well,
Let's
no,
have a
I
look.
sent it to Phil. I wanted people to see this.
Show
This
it.
was
Pull it up there. Put it
Hold
up
it
to
up
your
again.
Zoom.
it was in the cemetery behind my house,
Hold it.
crouched
Hold it up
down
again.
against where a tombstone.
Tonya, hold it up again. Hold it up.
Oh, I
Show
sent
it
it
up.
to your messages.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see the black. Yeah, black Dogman behind the.
Well, you could.
Yeah.
I sent
Wow.
it to Phil, but he
Yeah.
was looking right at me, and I was out there in my backyard taking a picture of it, and he was looking at me. But
Yeah.
that was
I
around
don't.
six.
I don't think they're
That was
worried
when the
about
sun
that.
just came up.
I
Huh?
don't think they're worried. I don't think they're worried about you because I asked them.
They're not. They're not.
My case is when I seen them and I went to pull my phone out, they disappeared. And then I said, "Hey, let me get a picture of you." And then I said it again a following day. I said, I went to take my phone out and I said, "Hey, I just want to get a picture to show everybody that you exist and everyone needs to accept you." And when I did, it was like another level. It was like portholes, aliens, creatures, everything.
I mean,
Trust.
It was just, it was on. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
They don't. Sometimes they disappear. I mean, but when I see the eye glow at night, like in the corner of that building out here, or that one was just out in the middle of the cemetery and hit daylight.
Is that a cemetery that you were taking that?
Yeah, behind my house. Cemetery behind my house. It was crouched out next to a tombstone, and that was not too long ago. A year, maybe last summer. I don't remember. It was broad daylight. I went to my kitchen windows. You could see the cemetery and backyard. I looked. I seen something near well, they're all tombstones out there, but I seen something black. I went out in my backyard barefoot. It was summer. It had to be because I was barefoot. Took the picture. It didn't move. He was looking right at me. He knew I was taking pictures. They know I always have a camera in my hand, and I'll take pictures and video.
And they're letting you do it. So that's what I mean.
They let me
Just
do it.
like Daniel said, for some reason, they know you're okay with it. They're not
They know.
worried about it, man.
They know they could trust me.
Yeah,
I don't
like Daniel was
ever
talking
bring
about.
nobody here to scope them out or anything. I'm very private. I don't talk to the neighbors about it. I don't talk to anybody but people on Facebook. And it's not that often. You can ask Phil. I'm not real vocal on Facebook these days.
Yeah.
In groups, especially. I quit talking in groups. Every now and then I will. I'll post in a group, but
So I got involved with Daryl Denton and Ron and Martin and stuff, and we're gonna do this document movie. So Daryl's been having me check out all these different areas. So I've been going in there hard, just finding these creatures like crazy, right? Out of nowhere, I get this girl on Facebook wants to ask me questions, offers me $500 to interview me. So I'm like, okay, you want to call me, and talk about what you want to interview me about? So she calls me up and she starts talking to me and, wanting to hear my story and all this goody good stuff. And I want to do this so bad, but I just don't want to insult this girl. So the moral end of the story is, so she starts talking to me off and on for a couple days, asking me all kinds of questions. Then she asked me, when are you coming here? And I said, what do you mean, when am I coming there? And I said, where's there? And she said, Tennessee. And she goes, I live by water. And she didn't tell me the LBL. And I said, well, what are you talking about? Well, who said I'm coming there? Because the place that we are going we're keeping it private. And she said, well, let me know when you come here. And I'm like, okay, that sounds funny. So so I started feeling this girl out a little bit, letting her run her mouth and talk to me. She tells me, I noticed she takes a picture of herself. She's flirting with me, right? Out of nowhere. She just starts flirting with me, takes a picture of herself, but you can see the background in the door wall. And she goes, tell me what you see. And in her door wall,
you're real.
Yeah, in her door wall, you can see a creature outside. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what is this chick trying to do? To see if I can see the shit? And she knows it's there. And so I noticed the side of her face right here looked foggy and funny. And I was like, what the heck? So I zoomed in on her face. And when I zoomed in, there was little tiny, it looked like rubber balls attached to her. And I'm like, that's not normal. And I zoomed into different spots on her face. The rest of her face was normal. I zoomed into this eye because it looked funny. It looked like something was in front of it. And when I zoomed into it, you could see a creature in front of her eye sticking over her lens, her eyeball lash. You could see it. And I'm like, what the hell? So I have these friends on Facebook that can see, you know, certain creatures, Barb's and different people. So I reached out and sent them these pictures, and they told me stay away from her. She's a reptilian. You guys, would you guys like to see the picture of her eye?
Yeah,
No,
my
not
phone.
anymore.
I think
It's
unfortunately
amazing.
I
my
have heard that though.
So
my phone battery, I think, is
the girl
going
tells
dead,
me-
getting close to it.
So with that, with the
Okay.
moral end of the story, the girl tells me that I'm like, have you ever been in an accident before or something like that? And she's like, oh no, I was in this house rage thing, and my dad is the mayor of a certain town in Tennessee. And I said, have you ever heard of the LBL? And she said, no. And I'm like, right, man.
Oh, that's not from Tennessee.
So I thought that was kind of funny. I'm trying to find it right here.
Ready Steady Retro has said, Natalie, I sent Phil a picture of a Bigfoot stood behind me in bushes in 2016, 15 meters away from where I was going to discover them years after the photo in 2023. I discovered the photo this year. Let's have just a quick check on. Okay, got it. Right, hold on.
There's
Okay,
her
let's
eyeball.
get yours. Okay.
Do you see on the top of her lens that thing coming up? That's a creature in front of her eye or in her eye, in which they are saying that's reptilian. I'm like, what?
And that pupil
I've
is
cleared
huge.
this up. I have different pictures of it. I'd like to send this to you too, Phil, to clear up.
Yeah, load me up. Send me whatever, and I'll pass it through some software I got, and we'll clear it up for you.
Nice,
you know?
man.
That's
Yeah,
not
so
a
she
problem.
sends me a picture, and you can see all these creatures in the background.
I'm gonna
no,
just put
that's-
up because Ready Steady Retro sent a photo. I'm gonna put that up as well. Did for Natalie. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Right. There's two entities, either side of the tree. Now I get it. People coming onto this and looking at, they go, "Oh, what? Look, it's just like bushes." But
but
the more you're into, the more you look. The
See
thing
the
is,
one
the
on the
more you
right?
see, the
Yeah, you
more
can see
you
the
know.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, and
there's-
these things like kind of
like
you
Dogman, both of them.
almost kind of hone yourself to it, you know. You know, and there's also Natalie sent me a video. I'm going to play it. It's only a couple of minutes long, but I'm going to show the video because yeah, where she works with horses, and well, the video explain it because she narrates a lot of it as well. Hold on.
I was going to say, is that the one where I swear?
Yeah.
Where's that swearing?
But that's cool as well, you know. That's cool. That's
it's
all
the
right.
place where I keep my horse, but I also do some work there. So just for context, that's why I'm there in the dark on train track, train line.
Oh, is that you, Nelly?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was just trying to explain to Phil what had happened. So I took a video.
Yeah, I recognize your voice on there.
That's my horse.
Beautiful.
When he wants to be.
When he wants to be, yeah. They have those type of attitudes, don't they?
Tiny ones. This is the gate onto the track. So this is like a three-quarter mile track alongside the trains that
okay.
the horses go up and down.
What's that?
So basically, we've
That's
just
one
gone
of the
through
horses.
gateway,
Okay.
and we've got a tree there, and like hedgerow, the train tracks on the other side. And there's
I was
stick.
telling Phil I found a stick.
It's hard to walk and keep my
Walking stick.
Just
For giants?
appeared.
Random stick leaning against the fence. And I don't think it's the same wood as the tree, because it's like
No, that's
deadwood.
bamboo.
Well, this tree is actually
Mhm.
quite a healthy one. We've got like
That's old oak.
race hips, but this actual tree is quite healthy. There's no dead wood on it, so it's like really kind of weird. And it's like, and I was just
That's a
like,
large
what the
walking
actual
stick.
fuck? And as you just sort of look down, my torch won't go, but the track just carries on down. So I'll have to do it in the daylight so that you can get a sense of, because you know when I say about the woods and stuff, it's like a copse. So that you can get a sense of what it's like. But this is literally on the yard. Just on the yard. But when I got here, it felt a bit weird, and Moose was a little bit pent up, and I thought, oh, maybe it's the wind. But then after I'd done a bit of healing on him, everything seemed to settle down. And then when I come down here, I find that, and I'm like, but it did feel like there were things all around us. So not just like one or two things, because I sometimes get one or two things, but it felt like there was a lot of things all around us, and in the area that normally feels quite good. So yeah, that's it for tonight. I'm going home before anybody else gets me.
See, the context of that was I got there in the dark, and I got my horse out, and he was a bit funny anyway, and it felt like there were things all the way around us. And then the light that I was using to do his feet with flickered and dimmed, and then went strong again. And it was a fully charged battery on it. And at the same time, I had a single weak and sickly owl hoot at exactly the same time as the battery the lights started flickering. One of my torches normally lasts about 4 hours, lasted about 40 minutes. So I got battery drain on that. I just brushed Moose, put him back on the yard, walked past him, and there was a leaf in his tail. And I thought, oh, the wind's just blown a leaf. But when I actually went to move it, it was like tangled into his tail. And I'd literally brushed his tail like minutes before. And then I walked down the track, and there's a stick, this like 15-foot high stick just in the middle of, just appeared out of nowhere, just right in fear. And it was also opposite where that horse, the horse was standing, not the first one, which was mine, the second one in the dark. I had seen a spirit horse there a few days before, so it was exactly opposite where I'd already had an anomalous encounter. And then when I took the photo of the stick, when I sent it to Phil, I was like, there's crossed sticks right behind that stick, literally right behind it. And then Keith Aston kind of looked at the photo for me, and he said, if you actually expand it, like you say, I didn't even notice, and there's a figure ahead. And right in the dark bit, the gap above the sticks. And so I was like, there was just so many things stacked up in a very short period of time, and that's why I'm talking about a stick randomly. And it just like it was, and it didn't look like it was off the tree, because I looked to see if there was other dead branches on this tree, but it looked like it had been placed against the fence. And and it's like I'm not well versed in that kind of thing. I mean, I'm fairly well versed in the paranormal, but this kind of like set coincidences. Right. And then I messaged Phil and was like, I've had all these things happen, and even the owl. We do have an owl there, but it doesn't normally hoot like that. So it was making a weird noise that it doesn't normally. And I literally said out loud to Moose, I was like, and that's not spooky, and then the light flickered. So it's just sort of like, the whole coincidence of everything. But there's just random stick that was like white against the background. It was just like, it was bizarre. But I think there's something in the woods down at the other end. And I've had a photo, like you say, Ethan. I got a photo when there was a big figure about 10, 15 foot high. I mean, it was laughing. So I'm pretty certain they were probably pranking me a bit. And then a few days later, when I went up the allotment, which is in a completely different area, but nearby where I've seen the stick man near our woods, I found a little leaf, just like the leaf that was in Moose's tail, and a little stick in the footwell of my car. And I was just like, this is just too many things. And then today, so another 2 days on, I was trimming another horse up on one of the yards near me, and he got leaves in his mane, and he doesn't normally. And when I turned around, there was a traffic cone covering a hole on the yard, and I looked on the cone, and the cone literally says Bigfoot on the cone. And I was like, this is just getting silly now.
Oh, shit. That's just crazy.
A list of things within about 4 days. And I was just like, seriously? And then, like you say about being marked, it's like, and what I said about they're trying to get my attention whether I want to or not. And I was just like, there's no way I can ignore this. So,
yeah, but if you know the paranormal, so that's one of the things that will stick out to you and Bigfoot and stuff like that. So it could be a star that is trying to get you to see what's going on in the back of the picture, or that there is something back there that might be gaining your attention.
Yeah, I think that's why they put the stick was there, because it would have caught my attention, not freaked me out, and it literally was right in front of the cross sticks. And and it's just like because I mean I have seen a few cross sticks around here on and off over the year, the last 2 or 3 years, because like I say, I'm not very well versed in the lore of it, so I'm not 100% sure what exactly it is that I'm interacting with, but it has a sense of humor, clearly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so it can't be that bad. But yeah, it's funny because I was joking with my friend, I think, on the yard 2 days before about there being a Bigfoot, and I used to joke, oh, I'll go down in the dark and I hope Bigfoot doesn't get me, and then I have all this stuff happening. So
it could get you. It was that close.
Yeah, and it's literally because the yard's 3/4 of a mile, so the wood's down there. So I always think, oh, I'm safe because it's all the way down there, and it's like literally on the yard. But it was a sensation of presences, and they weren't human. They were all around for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I was like, it wasn't human presences. I mean, I'm used to having spirits and things, but this felt like other. Other things. I don't know how else to explain it, and not one or two. There was like all around. So it was definitely.
And owls are a bringer of. They bring news. So when you hear an owl or you see an owl, it's a way of bringing you into bringing a message to you, which was probably what was standing behind that tree there.
Yeah, because that's what got my attention was the owl.
Why he's saying that is because the natives have a lot of meanings for different things. So, like Daniel's saying, the owl is a messenger. The owl will. Somebody's having a baby. It's not bad. It's not bad stuff. Like a spirit horse. If you see a spirit horse, usually that's someone to come get the dead. Owl is a messenger of good things, like a baby's being born, or sensing things like that, like Daniel said.
And it's not that same hoot of an owl. It's either a pitch higher or below it. So you really go, oh, that's weird. That kind of sounded like an owl, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, exactly like that. Exactly like that. Because I was like, that sounded a bit sickly, not like the normal owl sound. And that's what got my attention, because I was like, was that an actual owl? You know?
Well, and Bigfoot are known to mimic.
When
they mimic either a pitch above or below, so that you would look in that direction, or you question
that one right there was making owl noises and stuff. And I
they
tried to
mimic
make his face out. It's so hard; it looks like blisters on his face.
Yeah,
I see it, but he was making owl noises when I located him, and I thought, was that an owl? And I kept looking around, and nope.
Yeah,
wasn't
and they can mimic just about any sound. They can sound like your spouse that is calling you from a tree line when you know that spouse is in a different state or country behind you, and you're going, if that's that, then he's there. He's there. What the
Yeah,
hell's
who's
going on?
that?
Well, they're trying to get you to go out
Uh,
into the tree line so that you'll get lost. And they will call you and call you and call you, dragging you in farther and farther. That's not good.
Yeah,
But
I assume that because the horses are fairly, because they live there, they're fairly chill. So, you know, Moose wasn't like scared. He was just a little bit fractious. So I thought that's why I did a bit of healing on him, because I thought, oh, you know, sometimes he collects things and I just have to pull them all off.
or attachment.
Yeah, he's very bad for it. I don't know why he does it. So every so
Yeah.
often I have to just clear him out. I keep
Yeah.
telling him not to collect things, but he seems to think it's his job.
Well,
He's
funny
an
that you said-
he's an ex-therapy horse, so I think he just sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
does it without thinking about it. But yeah, so
This
I
just
assume
came to
that.
my mind that I have a buddy who's a Navy SEAL, and he said to me, "Oh, you don't know what's out there in the woods." And I said, "Bigfoot, Dogman." He goes, "If anybody, even the bravest in the world, would know what is actually outside in the forest, nobody would ever leave their home."
No, they wouldn't.
And I'm like,
I can believe
"Oh,
that.
honey, like, trust me, I've seen it. You don't want to see it.
He's telling the truth.
It's,
Yeah.
you know, there are thousands of things that are around you at any time during the day." And people are like, "Oh, well, I live in the city." It doesn't matter.
No.
Wherever you're at, you know, there are thousands of things around you at all times of the day, even when we sleep.
Do you
Yeah.
ever? It's quite right. Do you ever feel though that we're kind of like? I mean, just our conversation this evening and this afternoon has been wonderful because we're I get the feeling, I'm sure you do as well, that we're really, really close to an answer, whether that be on the paranormal side or the cryptid side. It's all like Daniel said, it's
Very
all
similar.
origin. It's coming. It seems to be coming. There's lots of overlays. There's lots of familiarities which overlay. Like with the owl, you find an awful lot of experiences of UFOs and abductees. Or
Orbs, all that
about
stuff.
you'll also find from a spiritual point of view, you have an entity which is called Lilith, which was
Which you don't want.
that you don't want. No, you know, and Lilith was portrayed many, many times as an owl
mom.
with an owl's head. This will be Lilith. You see,
That's why they have the Lilith Fair.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
the Lilith Fair is supposed to be Jesus's actual mother instead of Mary.
Yes, the mother of demons. That's right.
Mother of
Because
demons,
Adam didn't want. She didn't want to lay down below Adam.
Yeah, that's right.
So she kind of like said, no. You know, she was the original burn your bra feminist, really. And that caused problems. And then Adam said, look, you know, I can't get on with her. I want a new one. And that's basically sort of like what
That was
happened.
the apple.
And she was the mother of demons, but also portrayed very much as an owl's head. Abductees often say about seeing an owl, large, big almond eyes at a window, look just like an owl. We often hear in woods the owl hoop. It doesn't sound quite like an owl, like you, Natalie, heard. Doesn't quite sound. In paranormal circles, we often hear our name called. You'll say to your wife or your partner, you'll say, "Did you just call me?" No, I didn't call you. I could have swore you called me. No, and that's the kind of thing that happens. You know, we keep, but it's so mundane, so little we take it for granted. But actually, do you know what? It's all part and parcel of the same thing. Tonya had to go because her battery died, but she did send me a photo. She sent me a photo, bless her heart. You know that one with the Dogman at the where she saw at the graveyard? Yeah, well, she sent me a better picture than she showed on her phone. I'll just get that up for you right this moment. Here we go. Bingo bango. Right. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a definite Dogman. Definitely.
You know, so that was what she was trying to show us.
Oh wow.
You know, once again, it's very difficult. You know, because these things, like with you, Daniel, they interact with our equipment. They interact with our focal length, the amount of light going into the lens, the aperture. They
It's
mess
just
about
off.
so much.
Just a little off to where you start to think about it a second or a second longer than you would normally, you know, blow it off, and then it's just right there in the background, but you can't tell. It's a blurry, but you
Yeah.
know, there's so many different things that has to do with that too.
So I sunk a lot of months into this shit, and I've searched the ocean. And I'm going to tell you what, these creatures can go in the water and they can open their eyes. And here's a picture for you guys to see. That's down in the bottom of the ocean.
Hold on, I'll get
That's
that
the bottom
bigger.
of the ocean.
And you can tell he's a creature.
He
Look
looks
at his
like a
arms, his
Bigfoot.
head. You can see his kneel down on his feet.
Oh wow!
And
Yeah.
this is only one. I found thousands
Crazy.
of them. And these guys are all around North Staten Island in the ocean.
Yeah, I
And
never even thought.
So they're
that-
keeping their
that
eyes
far.
open in salt water. Some of them are standing next to each other, communicating with each other. Look like they're talking, conversating.
Yeah.
So
So I'm like,
crazy.
the eyes got to be open, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
In the water. And I've also found them. I interviewed a man and lady, Dan and Barb. That's a good one you need to get.
Wait, Dan and
Bill.
Barb?
Interview them. They actually they gift them and they have contact. They have a lot of sounds. They're just amazing. Well, in Dan's backyard, he's got the lake, you know, the LBL. And so I tried looking down in the water in Dan's backyard, and I found him in the water in Dan's backyard. And he's like, "Are you kidding me? I got boats." He's like, "Oh man, no, I'm afraid to go in the water." I'm like,
yeah. Are they Dan and Barb? Are they authors?
No, they live
okay.
on the LBL. They live on in Tennessee on the LBL, right on the water, and they have so many interactions. It's pathetic. They knew so much stuff that there's some stuff they won't talk about, which I believe is their contact with them.
Yeah.
They feed them all the time. Barb just makes them all kinds of peanut butter jam sandwiches, and you can see during the interview, you could see their emotions, almost like they wanted to cry, like they were talking about their own children. It was amazing. I'm like, wow, you can see this just the rise and the fall of their emotions through the whole interview. And they have sounds, Phil. They would be really great to. They play two different sounds for me. One, they claim they have Bigfoot. A family across the water that they feed, and that she had a baby, and they have it on sound of her giving birth. And then they have another one that they claim a Dogman came into that family area and was trying to get at those babies, and you could hear the babies talking, and you can hear they're trying to talk, and they're making a squeak noise as well. And then you hear this, all of a sudden you hear this noise come up close to them, like noise in the woods. And then you hear a little bit of dog noise, it sounds like a dog. And then you hear Mama, or the Bigfoot, you hear her smash the skull, is what he claims. And then you hear Mama comes over to the babies and said, "I left it," in clear English, all demonic sounded, man. I'm like, wow, just amazing.
Do you know, Ethan? Do you know, it'd be really cool before you guys all go out, to have a word maybe with Martin Groves and with Ron as well. Because I'd like to talk to Ron, especially because he's into
you should try to get us all on your show. I've been trying right now. Daryl's hard. He's a hard guy to contact. Everybody's been doing their promotion videos, but Daryl, and I've been like, Daryl, come on, Daryl, come on, Daryl, come on. He's like, I did 11 shows this week. I'm like, come on, we need 30 minutes of your promotion, man. You know, so we're involved with each other.
But I mean, maybe if also Daniel's willing, we can all come on the same show, and have a word with Ron and Martin.
Yeah.
You know, because Ron is you know, I've got a couple of questions for Ron, because he's a very intelligent guy when it comes to the quantum, you know, quantum entanglement. So I've got a couple of questions to do with that.
I feel like when I talk to Ron, I feel like the movie The Red Planet, and Ron's that older doctor guy. He's just so right there, and it's like everything you just hear from him. It's like, really, man? You know, it's amazing.
It's hard to get. Yeah, it's hard to get them though. They've got a bunch of stuff that's going on too, personally and whatnot. So it's We'll see.
Bear it in mind, though, Ethan. Bear it in mind. It'd be cool. It'd be cool talking to him. I would like that.
Yeah, just make a shout out. Make a shout out. I'll let the guys know as well, and make a shout out. You know, we need to get out there and we need to promote this movie. To make a movie, it costs a lot of money, and you know, these guys are. You know, Daryl, he's wanting some funding because he's like, I need to get cameras, I need to get this and that. So I'm like, okay, let's run a funder, you know, and let's.
That was a nice guy.
Point where I'm almost to the point where I'm just about to find a funder that wants to be involved. Period. That way I can show them the videos of the pyramids, show them the pictures of all the pyramids. You know, get him all down to earth so he sees it all, and somebody that wants to put in a nice portion to fund it, because it's you know, it's hard to get these guys, because it's me. I'm like, I got money, you know, because I'm an ex-adult entertainer. I've been in several movies. I'm retired on that, so I got money to go. But Daryl's like, man, if I'm gonna leave and do this, and I need to have funding, so I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to get the funding for those guys. So, you know, it's like, so
Nathan, I talked to you. I talked to you. In fact, I called from the bar in Lexington, where they were doing the conference. I was the one you were talking to.
Oh, okay.
I said, hey man, where are you?
Okay.
Like, I can't make it, and I'm like, I got you. Okay.
That's.
I was wondering if you recognized my name or not, but I recognize yours just from the the poster for CryptiCon. So
awesome, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I was interested in talking to you too.
Yeah, I seen a lot of creatures in Solomon Island. My friend got 264 pictures, but we have not released them yet. And she's got 11 little videos on her cell phone. So it's she was scared. And I don't blame her. And now I'm to the point where I'm like, people are going to think it's AI anyway. They don't give a shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It pretty much is.
So what we're going to do is during that movie, everyone's going to introduce themselves. This is Daryl Denton, you know, This is what he's been through. This is Ron. This is what he's been through. This is Ethan. This is what he's been through. And then I'm going to show the pictures and the videos. So people will go, you know what I mean? And they'll see it there and get shocked, and the world will see it. So it's
if that doesn't get funding right there, then
so I have that to show to the funder as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just trying to find a funder that'll cover these guys' equipment they need and stuff, and that's it.
Well, you should try the Kickstarter. I've heard a lot of good people about that. In fact, that's part of what me and Paul are trying to do to get money to go back in. But next year we're going to do the LBL too. So if any of you guys want to go, I'm trying to get Larry there. So I've been talking Lori into going. So
Daniel, I'm so good at Google Earth. I worked for the FBI on 2 cases on Google Earth.
Oh yeah.
This is how good I am on Google Earth. I can find any creatures anywhere on Google Earth. You just give me a location to look in, and I'll look for you. And then let me know, and that way you know where you're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll take you to it. So
now Ethan, you were talking about the pyramids. Are those the ones in Tennessee?
They're pyramid. I can't tell the location where they're at.
Yeah, but they're out there.
Because we just don't want the military to be there, to greet us.
Yeah.
But there's probably I want to say over 60 of them. Some of them are 200 feet. Some of them are 150 feet. Some of them have creatures building them. Let me see. I might be able to pull a couple up to show you.
Have you heard of Brian Jeffrey? He's out there in East Tennessee, and he's the one that's actually been going out and looking at the pyramids. out there
Okay.
in God, I guess it's Great Smoky Mountains, I think.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
was,
this ain't
he had
there.
said there was 6 or 7 of them out there.
Did he
But
go to
most
them
of
to
them are
take
below
pictures
like
and stuff,
a dirt
or
line.
did he make it out to him?
He's Black Mass Paranormal.
Okay.
And I've tried to talk to him a couple of times, and I never get anything back from him. So I mentioned it to Tony Merkel to see if he would have him talk to me. But Tony's got a lot going on too with his wife and
Hold on
all.
there, Ethan. Hold on. There you go.
I don't know if you
Oh,
can
wow.
see it good.
Oh, is that it?
That's one of my circled. Now I'm going to
Is
show
that
you
a
one
face
that's not
or-
circled. I'm going to
Is
show
that
you
a
one
face
that's not circled.
or a pyramid?
They're real tall. These guys are real tall pyramids, man.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can see it or not.
No, not on that one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You can see the design in the pyramid. It's got line designs right here. It works
Yeah.
its way up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah.
You see it
Yeah,
now?
because Brian's been out there and he's like, oh, there's a pyramid down here, and
Yeah, there's
I'm
hundreds
thinking,
of
how
them.
did we
And
miss that?
some of them are totally different looking than the other ones. Some of them look
Yeah.
like they are almost like they, instead of the straight line pyramid, they're, the triangle whatever pyramid, they actually look like
monolith.
they look like a sculpture pyramid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to find one right now to show you again.
Yeah.
Here's
So we did lose Tanya?
Yeah.
she
No.
left.
Her phone died.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the power went. So she messaged me. That's why she sent me the photo, and she messaged. But yeah, her phone went. Bless her. She's a lovely lady.
Oh, okay. That one I can see. Yeah.
There's over 60 of them I counted, and I stopped at that point because I was just like, I already got a video of them. I was like, I'm good, man. You know what I mean?
I've got a few of your photos that you sent over, Ethan. What I'm going to do, I'm going to process them a little bit, and I'm going to stick them onto this video, okay, on the description with a link.
That one's kind of like a sculpture to it. It's not so
Okay,
straight.
I'll try and clear them up for you, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be nice, though.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
do
so
that.
we took all these pictures. We took all these pictures and videos, and we had them checked out and by an architect and his mentor, and they came back saying, yeah, dude, and they wanted to buy the location, and we're like, no. We're like, no. And it all happened because I took a picture of an orb on the ground, and you could see the roundness on the ground, and I'm like, Daryl, I'm like, look at this, and he goes, what's in the background? He goes, it looks like a pyramid, and I'm like, I looked at it again. I'm like, wow, it does. And I'm like, you know what, man? Give me an hour or two and I'll contact you back. I'm going to go back and look. I went back and
I mean, and this is the cool thing about doing this, like for Christmas, we've got, everybody has their story, but it connects to each of you. So that story becomes bigger. And then you start going, oh, okay, well, this person said this. And so it gets this like network going out. So that everybody knows, and then once something comes up, you think about it, and then you relay it to, and so it's having this many people
very dangerous. I went down where this location is in the road on Google Earth. And you know how you go down to the road, and then you can look around. And I looked around, and every 20, 30 foot, there was an invisible partway creature standing at the edge of the road. It's like they're guarding the woods the pyramid's in. So I'm like, Daryl, we're going to get to the road. If we make it past that, then hopefully we're good. He goes, no, I know these creatures. He goes, they'll let us in, but when they let us in, we're screwed. I'm like,
you're in. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so you can see a person's face and
that's
body.
part of that orb. Yeah, that's part of that orb. That was the purplish blue orb on the one side, and the other one was on the other.
Yeah. Well, had you heard Daryl say that story about where the blue and purple orb that came down and it stopped right in front of them and became a possum?
Yeah,
that was in the LBL too.
Yep.
Yeah, Daryl's got some great stories.
Yeah, that
really
shit
does.
happened to me. I was like, oh man, I told Daryl, and Daryl's like, oh, they're on to you. I'm like,
Yeah.
great. I was waiting for shit to happen for the next 48 hours and nothing happened.
Exactly.
I made it through that, and I was like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
eyes burned real bad from day. They still burn on and off from it from that night. It's almost like welding with their eyes, you know, and just looking and shit. And you get that burn, kind of welder burn.
That irritation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got bad, man. It's got so bad to where, you know, and then all of a sudden it got super bad where we were seeing them outside the house, and then the next thing you know, it snowed, and we got like 2 feet, 3 feet of snow, and everything mellowed out. So I don't know if it, you know, you got to think now. A battery, if you put a battery in snow, what happens? It dies.
Or that, or
So
it's
a higher energy. Maybe it mellows out in the winter because it can't be so. It can't be so there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not
We
as
have interactions
conductive.
in the house. With things walking through the house, you know, looking like shadows and stuff. But other than that, it went from full blown popping out of the trees in my yard and taking pictures of them doing that to snow mellow. I'm like, oh man. So I'm like,
how about you, Larry? We haven't heard from you.
I want to just mention a few people in the comments. Thank you very much for commenting. I do appreciate that. Sasquatch Sister, Ready Steady Retro. We have also got My Vlog Sunny. Thank you very much indeed. We have let's have a look. Keith Ashton. Keith, thank you, mate. Appreciated everybody's time and watching this. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, we've had an awful, my word, yeah, a lot. The comments have been so busy, guys. Seriously, thank you.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Kate, thank you. You know, and the moderators, thank you very much for doing all you do. Roxy B, thank you very much for doing all you do. As well, really do appreciate it. The channel would really suffer if we didn't have you guys. Also, KH76E56H4. Get yourself a name. Thank you very much for joining the chat. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give you a nickname. I'll think of something. But thank you very much for joining the chat as well. There's been so many, I can't name you all. I really can't. There's been so many. I don't mean to be rude about it, but you know, I'll be here absolutely all night if I was to name every single person on the chat. But I do, and everyone here appreciates you for you know, watching and contributing as well. It really helps a lot.
We got to hear from Larry.
Guys.
Larry's got something.
Oh, Larry, what you got?
Tell us, Larry.
I sent you some information on recent sightings. Some of the most recent sightings of Dogman has occurred in northern Indiana. Brown County, a woman and her 12-year-old child seen 3 of them in a graveyard.
Wow.
And then another place, probably about 30 miles from there, Washington County, a group of guys out hunting seen 4. So they definitely running.
Yeah, that's true, Larry. They definitely run in packs because I've seen every time I see them, I don't just see one by itself. I see a quantity, a group. Yeah. You know, some I can't even count. It just keeps going. I can see them all the way back into the woods. And
well, Spain is another one. Brazil.
So I know
2 of them.
For a fact that these things they run in packs.
There's God, I wrote down a list that there were 5 or 6 countries where it's doubled and tripled the amount they've seen in the past year. So it's worldwide, and it's got
prevalent. I'm really good at Google Earth, like I told you, and I can go on Google Earth and I can see these creatures. And so if you say, hey Ethan, can you go check out Medicine Bow Park? I'll go check it out. I'll find thousands of them. I'm talking thousands of them, not just 1 or 2, and I find them all together. So they're grouping together. not only that is that I went back in time, like on your laptop, you can go back 2 years, a year, 3 years on Google Earth. I went back and I checked the same locations, and they were not like that. They are like this year, they multiplied majorly, so much that I started to wonder and think, why is this going on? And then I thought, okay, do you remember when New Jersey and all those places started claiming they had all these flying orbs around? And they were like, oh, oh, they're as big as school buses. They're not a damn thing. They're as big as a school bus, the people were saying. And they were coming in everywhere. So I was noticing, I went on YouTube and I was looking at these channels where they were showing security cameras that were facing the ocean. And you could see them flying out of the ocean everywhere, man. I mean, just if I would have sat there for 2 hours, there would have been hundreds and hundreds of them coming out. So now I notice this. I've seen one orb come down, a red orb, 2 orbs, and one shot laser lights out. Boom, boom. And when it did, it was letting creatures out everywhere. And that was the orb I showed you with the creature in the middle. It was letting them out everywhere in the other pictures that I have of it. And it must have let out 60, 70, 80 creatures right in there in that time being. Who knows what 24 hours would have brought? That could have brought millions.
Or they could have dispersed from there.
Yeah, and if you ever seen, like, they show an orb in the sky or a UFO, and then they'll show hundreds of them come out of one.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that.
There you go. Crazy. So it's the same thing. Who knows what can fit in there? These creatures don't have a size limit, so there could be a whole there could be billions of them inside one ball, and it comes down and lets them out in all different states. You know, so I thought, shit, because I've been trying to figure out why and what. So I figured, you know, maybe that was what happened. Maybe them orbs came up and maybe they dropped creatures all over in different states. And President Trump was like, oh, I don't know. Something strange is going on. That's what he did say on TV. Something strange is going on. What's that? Because we can't buy drones that are big as school buses, man. You know what I mean? Drones are little. You can't buy no big giant drone as big as a car. You know, so it's there's some reason. But with those two things that I checked out with Google Earth, going back in time and finding out that this year is the main boom of it all, I'm like, oh my God, is that what happened? Because
so it's not every 7 years like they say that, or every 10 years, but it has to have a 7 in it. So it's not
you can contact me, Daryl, message me on Facebook, and I'll take you on a live feed on Google Earth, and I'll bet you $1 million within a minute I'll find a creature. That's how good I am. But I'll take you and show you. I'll show you all the hundreds of thousands of them all grouped together. I mean, and on top of it, they're not the same looking. They're different creatures all grouped together.
One completely different galaxies.
Yeah, one might look like a bug-headed creature. One might look like a Bigfoot. One will look like it's amazing. Amazing.
Jeez. Yeah, that's crazy.
Sasquatch sister. Yeah, look forward to what 2026 has for a fantastic channel and community. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much. That's lovely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. I think next year with Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day coming out, that'll be interesting. That's going to
say a lot.
You know, if one guy's going to know, it's going to be Spielberg. He knows stuff.
Yeah, I think he made movies off of things that he heard about.
Yeah,
I really
sure.
I really think I think there's a couple movies out there that people. I believe that the movie The Thing. I believe that is a movie of something that really happened, because by McMurdo Base, I found a UFO a couple years ago, and it was sitting there with tanks next to it, and then they finally moved it. So I'm like, pretty funny. And then, you know, these invisible creatures that look like Predator, you know, it's like the Schwarzenegger Predator. And there's been reports of it. You know, Mick McIntyre's wife reported she's seen something. I mean, that's what's going on. So I believe these guys that got a lot of money, they get a down low because they know a rich person that knows what's up, and they get it down low, and then they make a movie, but they can't make it like it. They got to make it similar. Because they can't tell because that's
Otherwise, the
dangerous.
government will pop it off, and they
Yeah,
won't
kill
allow
them.
any of it.
It's dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
I believe that is really a fact. And when I was in Salem Island, there's an ancient wall there. I seen it. I got pictures of it, and they claimed that the 24-foot giant humanoids they offer up a sacrifice to one of the big giants that are 60 and 50 feet. And I have pictures of the creature at the wall with them holding a skull up to them, because they hold skulls up to the creatures there in a respect.
Really?
Yes, in a respect they do. And they in on top of it, this wall, it reminds me of King Kong.
Really?
It's a big ancient wall with skulls around it, and you're giving somebody to the creature. They're not marrying them, but this is a tribal member that told me, and they're giving them to him so that creature can take it and kill it, whatever he wants to do. Just leave us alone. And that's what they do. And it's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing the creature doesn't come up and bust the damn wall, because he could. If you look at
I'm sure.
him, you can tell. And he actually comes up, and they respect him, and they give him one of their offering. And they usually, the tribal member told me, they give a sickling. So somebody that's sick, they give up to, an offering to the guy, to the creature. It's amazing. I got pictures of this shit.
Crazy.
It's
amazing,
guys.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to call it a wrap on this. It's it's nearly 4 hours, man. It's nearly 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I want to thank you all. All right, and have a very merry Christmas to you and your family. Okay,
Same to
and
all
people
of you.
watching at home,
Too.
thank you very much. I do appreciate your time, and merry Christmas to everyone at home.
Larry and I are starting podcasting again in 2026.
Oh, good.
So Larry's going to be my co-captain or co-sponsor, or no, actually we do have a sponsor though too.
Nice.
We end up getting a sponsor. So it's Rustic, and they come up with the guy makes them and has sent me a whole bunch of them. So Larry and I are going to choose somebody to get some of these metal work done that's got all, Dogman and Bigfoot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. We're gonna
I
do
know
that.
I know that Rustic, that guy. Yeah, that does the
yeah.
Rustic things. Yeah.
Oh, it's
All the
incredible.
signs, and he cuts them all out, and he's got the Bigfoot, and he's got Mothman. I love the Mothman one. No,
Oh, he just did one for me that was the Mothman, and then it was also the Fresno Nightcrawlers too.
Yeah.
So, but he gave me like $3,000 worth of stuff to give to the Wrangler, just because he's likes what we're doing and whatnot. So
nice.
Me and Larry, yep.
He's very talented, very, very talented guy.
He is.
I love his stuff. I really do love his stuff. Good luck
We'll
to you,
send you
Ethan, with this documentary. With Martin, with Ron, let them know. I will always help all I can.
Nice.
I'd love to have you all on, just so we can have a chat. Okay.
Give them a message. I'll tell them too.
Yeah, I'll do that for sure. Good luck with the podcast as well, Larry. And
Daniel, get a hold of them and let them know.
Yeah,
I'll be on Phil's show. Daniel can get them. I bet you can get Daryl Denton and everybody together, and I'm game. Cool. You don't have to tell me, but just get Daryl.
Yeah,
let's get him.
That'd be cool. You do the same thing here with me and Larry on the other side. And that way we can all kind of group together and we throw our stories in together, and we can all keep an eye out and put us across to the next
people.
Be up
for that. Yeah, definitely be up for that. Yeah.
I'd love fun. That. It was blast.
Yeah, it sounds great.
It sounds really good. All right. Well,
all I got to do is stay
guys,
well.
Happy Christmas. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Merry Christmas, you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks.
Okay. Right then. Okay, that's great. All right, Natalie. Good. That was our longest one yet.
I
Brilliant,
think I
lovely
was
guys.
just starting to think I should have bought snacks. It's like, I believe it's been nearly 4
snacks.
hours.
Yeah, maybe we should have had intermission. Do you think we should have had intermission?
Maybe a quick sandwich break, a crisp break.
But that was just so cool.
Yeah,
Those
I can't
guys are
believe
just
that.
like
Yeah.
they're just like a wealth of knowledge and experience. You know, they really
Yeah,
have.
there's plenty of information there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like information overload, isn't it?
Almost, yeah.
You're brilliant, though. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Well, Natalie, thank you very much indeed. And we'll do it all. Yes,
We're doing it all again on Sunday.
We've got a very special show, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, where are you? Hang on.
That's it now.
That's that's it. That's a little gentle hint. That one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's tech saying it's time. It's nearly midnight. It's time to get in bed.
You take care, all right? And I'll speak to you on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll do it all again on Sunday.
All right, everyone, tune in Sunday, 8 o'clock. It's going to be a paranormal spectacular. Ghosties.
And bring your snacks on Sunday, just in case.
Bring your snacks, I think, as well. Thank you. Okay. Right then.